led by Honorable Liza Chu, then to be followed by our national anthem.
Lord God, we ask for your guidance. We ask that you may guide our minds for solving these little problems. Lord God, use us an instrument of your love for your people. Lord God, help us all our needs. Our Father in heaven, the one who is dead.
Sangguniang Panlungsod Street.
Please raise your right hand. The Sangguniang Panlungsod Street. I am a Philippine councilor mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official acts. And as I thread the pathways of local legislation, may the Almighty guide my mind and heart, that I shall be true to my constituents and the Filipino people.
Thank you. Mr. Secretary, will you please call the roll?
I will now call the roll. Manifest your presence when your name is called. Honorable Emmanuel Tito Sonco.
Present.
Honorable Rosindi Dasa.
Present.
Honorable Ana Katrina Anak Tasada.
Present.
Honorable Lyra Jel A. Limbawan.
Present.
Honorable Kathleen Jane B. Kainday.
Present.
Honorable Melcho Yarago.
Present.
Honorable Glyza G. Chu.
Present.
Honorable Renato Sibagakay.
Present.
Honorable Byron M. Soyo. Honorable Court Ryan T.
Present.
Honorable Glenn Escoto.
Present.
Honorable Renerio Biador Sr. Honorable Melanie O. Anacta.
Present.
Mr. Presiding Officer, 12 SB members are present out of 13 members of this august body. This
yeah.
number is sufficient to constitute a quorum.
So we have 12 members out of 13. Therefore, we have a quorum. We can proceed with our business. Next item, Mr. Presiding Officer. Mr. Secretary.
We now move on to the approval of the order of business.
The Madam Floor Leader.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that the first item on new business be divided into the revision of internal rules and procedures and separated with the revision of the local revenue code.
Okay, so ginliwat lang po. there a second to that motion?
I second the motion, Mr.
Are
Presiding.
there any objections, discussions? There being none, motion is hereby approved. The Madam Floor Leader. Okay naman, i-approve na lang.
I move for the approval of the order of business.
Any objections, discussions, comments? There being none, motion is hereby approved. Next item, Mr. Secretary.
Okay, let us move on now to the calendar of business. Under new business and referral to committee, we have the request of Honorable Kathleen Jean B. Kainday for number 1, revision of the internal rules of procedure. Tom will refer this, Mr. Chairman.
The Madam Floor Leader.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that we refer the revision of the internal rules of procedure to the Committee on Laws and Rules for further study and consultation.
Are there any objections, comments? There being none, the said new business is hereby referred to the appropriate committee.
Likewise, the request of Honorable Kainday, the revision of the local tax code.
The Madam Floor Leader. The Honorable
Yes,
Larry Bawan.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move to refer the revision of the local tax code to the Committee on Finance for further studies and consultation on this matter.
Are there any objections?
Second the motion.
Are there any objections, comments, discussions? There being none.
Can we
Yes.
have a copy of the tax code of the city?
The Secretariat, please take note that they need a copy of the.
Okay, after our session, I will provide you the copy of the tax code.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so no more. So the motion is hereby carried. Next item, Mr.
Okay, let
Secretary.
us move on to the next item. You have the request of Honorable Rosendi Dasa to revisit an ordinance prohibiting the use of plastic carry-out bags, styrofoam, styrofoam, and similar synthetic materials on dry goods, regulating their utilization with goods, providing business tax incentive for advocating thereof, and for other purposes. Tom will refer this, Mr. Chair.
The Madam Floor Leader. The Honorable Sadak. Mike.
Hello. I move to refer the City Ordinance number 92 series of 2011 to the assigned committee.
What preferably to
Committee on Environment.
I second the motion, Mr. Presiding
There are
Officer.
no objections, comment? The Honorable Dasa.
As the chairman on Committee on Environment, I move to have a committee hearing as soon as possible regarding Ordinance number 92 series of 2011.
Right,
Chair,
so
you
it's
to
up to you to
the motion.
schedule when.
If possible, on my Vice Chair and members, on Friday, July 12, 2019 at 1 o'clock in the afternoon here at the Session Hall.
So are the other members okay via schedule?
Yes, Mr. Presiding Officer, as
Yes,
the
go
Vice
ahead,
Chairman of the committee.
And Mr. Presiding Officer,
Yes, go ahead.
in order to have an efficient committee meeting, I move to have furnished copy of Baysay Borongan program and bring your own EcoBag program as reference.
The Secretariat, please take note of the
Request na lang ito.
Noted.
requested.
A point of order, Mr. Presiding
Yes,
Officer.
go ahead.
I think there is a pending motion from the Honorable
Oh, yes, sorry. So siya lang.
Katrina Sadat
No, it was a referral.
for the approval of the referral of this request to the Committee on Environment. And the chair has not yet, the presiding officer has not yet rolled on that motion.
Yes, it was moved by the Honorable Sadak to be referred to the Committee on Environment and seconded by Honorable Scotto. And there being no discussions, comments, so we refer this to the Committee on Environment. And as requested by the Honorable Dasa to have a committee meeting on Friday, 1 p.m. Yes, please, the other members take note. So next item, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Okay, let us move on now to the urgent matters, Mr. Presiding Officer. We have the request of the Development Bank of the Philippines for a resolution for the renewal of the existing memorandum agreement for the accreditation by the city government of Borongan under the DBP Refined Salary Loan Program.
The Honorable Sadak.
As the chairman of the Committee on Personnel, I believe that it is important that we will take immediate positive action on the MOA of DBP because it is beneficial to our employees.
Yes, the Honorable, what is my name? The Madam Floor Leader.
Mr. Presiding Officer, due to the absence of our resource persons, I move that we defer the discussion of this request by the DBP to our next session.
Okay, so it has
I second the motion.
been moved and seconded that we defer this to the next session due to lack of our resource persons. Are there any objections?
Just a
Comments?
clarification, Mr.
The Honorable Arago first and then Honorable Suyot. Yes, exactly. Noted. The Honorable Suyot.
In this letter, there are attached documents. Can be a request that we be furnished copies of the attached documents. For example, DBP Refined Salary Loan Program Basic Product Pictures. Second is DBP Salary Loan Facility as Annex A, Memorandum of Agreement, Sample Salary Loan Amortization Schedule for elective officials.
Hindi kakapag-
Because only the letter from the branch head were furnished each and every member of this august body, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Alright, thank you, Honorable Suyot. The Secretariat, please take note of the comments, suggestion of Honorable Suyot that we furnish each members and also remind the DBP that we need the papers.
I have heard the papers, the attachment, but for lack of material time, I was not able to reproduce
Okay,
this
so
for distribution.
anyway, it
to you.
was-
I have here now.
Anyway, it was
Not one copy only. Next,
anyway,
after our
referred
session.
to the next session and sige. So we refer this to the next session.
Please, can we request the Secretary to remind the branch head of the DBP to come over out in the next session?
Yes, take note, Mr. Secretary. Next item, Mr. Secretary.
Okay, let us now move on to other matters. Call for the department heads in aid of legislation.
The Madam Floor Leader.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I would like to move that we suspend the rules, our internal rules of procedure in order to facilitate the presentation by our department heads.
Second.
Are there any objections, comments? There being none, our internal rules is hereby temporarily suspended. Madam Floor Leader, tawagan natin.
Ano?
City Human Resource Management Office.
Sige, aton HRMO officer, you have the floor, ma'am.
Good morning.
Papasalamat kami sa iyong presensya. Nagpatawag lang kami hiniya na haiyo kay aton executive, aton legislative, labi na kay mag aton syudad, labi na kumbaga snapshots la aton per department. So nagpapasalamat kami sa iyong presensya na sa iyong pag-cooperate. This is in aid of legislation in kaso may ada mga kinahanglanan ng opisina nga mga ordinansa, resolution for us to further support the each office and the LGU. So thank you. Madam Lorna, you have
Mr. Presiding Officer.
Yes, go ahead, Honor.
Before we start with our discussions, maybe pwede kami makaaron mga furnished copies in every department para aton guidance at aton discussions.
I agree, Mr. Presiding Officer. We would like to request for a copy of the presentation or materials from the department heads so that we can follow the discussions. For those who have not submitted, we would like to request for copies of your presentations or other materials for our reference.
May copy. Sige, tagilan aton.
I'm happy at the same time, thankful for this great opportunity that the department heads were given time to present our priority programs and activities. So in compliance with the memo that we received, I am presenting to you the priority programs and activities of the Office of the City Human Resource Management Office. So, first we have the Prime HRM, wherein this programs covers the entire mandate of the HRM office. So, allow me to present the overview of this program. So, Prime HRM stands for Program to Institutionalize Meritocracy and Excellence in Human Resource Management. This integrates and enhances the Personal Management Assessment and Assistance Program, the PMAAP, and the CEC Agency Accreditation Program, the CES CAAP. And it is a mechanism that empowers government agencies by developing their human resource management competencies, systems, and practices toward HR excellence. So the Prime HRM objectives, it is to elevate the HR public sector to a level of excellence for a good governance and efficient public service. The CEC in this program, the CEC assesses the maturity level of an agency's competencies, systems, and practices in 4 HR systems. First, the recruitment, selection, and placement, and learning and development, performance management, and rewards and recognition. Based on the assessment, a government agency may be classified according to 4 maturity levels. So we have level 1, the transactional HRM, level 2, the process-defined HRM, level 3, the integrated HRM, and level 4, the strategic HRM. For the information of all the members of this august body, our agency is already level 2. We have for transactional HRM, HR assumes personal functions that is mostly separate from agency business and talent needs. Meaning, the agency is capable to has the knowledge to understand the CSC rules, CSC laws and rules, but still nagtatanong pa rin sila sa Civil Service Commission. So based on the directives of the CSC on this level, kailangan pa rin magtatanong tayo sa mga kinauukulan, particularly the CSC. And the process-defined HRM, wherein in this level, dito na tayo. We have a set of defined and documented standard operating procedures, but according to the definition, though it needs improvement, it is characterized by goal-oriented decision-making. There is some automated system, but little integration of data. So, in here, in this level, the agency is not yet technologically equipped. Next, please. Integrated HRM. In this level, it uses process metrics for continuous improvement and HR management toolkit and data-driven decision-making. HR function supports agency business needs. So, according to our assessor, in this level, the agency has the capability to formulate their own for example, the qualification standards of certain positions. And then they are already technologically equipped, meaning meron na silang HRIS. And then the last, the strategic HRM, in this level, the agency is already equated, the capability of the agency is equated to the Civil Service Commission. Okay. Next. So, after the assessment, if the agency cannot pass or cannot achieve the maturity level indicators of the prime HRM, the CSC provides customized technical assistance and developmental interventions according to the determined needs of the agency. So, that's the time that we are tasked to make action plans based on the verified needs of the agency. And then they provide, they monitor us, and they provide subject matter experts para mag-guide tayo sa ating mga paggawa ng ating mga policies. And then next, and if we are already compliant, that's the time that we the agency may receive awards and citations depends on the attained performance maturity level of the agency. So last May 21, we were able to pass the maturity level 2 on all 4 core areas of prime HRM. So we are waiting for when will be the recognition of our agency. So I think it will be on next year during the HR symposiums in Manila. So I am happy to note that we are only the LGU of the province of Eastern Samar nga compliant iton prime HRM, and of one of the 2 LGUs in the entire region, 143 LGUs, hikitala iton ikaduha kita, wherein and the first LGU that achieved the maturity level 2 on prime HRM was the provincial government of Northern Samar. So, and I do hope with your support and guidance that we can sustain this recognition and continue to work towards efficient and public service delivery. So, may I present to you the benefits of the LGU of this program. So, first, our agency will receive certificate of recognition each of all the 4 HRM systems. And then we will receive the Bronze Award or Plaque of Recognition, authority to take final action on appointments, announcement of bureaucracy-wide agency programs, projects may be undertaken by the Commission through the Commission's website, available computerized SR systems developed by the Commission are installed free of charge with orientation on how to operate and maintain the systems. Discounted rate for the HRMO or agency representative for civil service institute trainings or conferences. We will be allowed 20% discount. Exclusive membership to a community of learners, social access to digital learning resources, and other developmental opportunities. And last, HRMO shall be nominated, recommended for scholarship grant or Civil Service Commission's certification program. The CPRO is equivalent to the master's degree. Okay. And of course, the establishment of HR policies and the 4 HR systems. We have a CSC approved merit selection plan, approved learning and development plan, policies, CSC approved strategic performance management system, and CSC approved rewards and recognition policies. So the next activity is the cascading of approved HR policies of the 4 HRM systems. So we are mandated to cascade, to disseminate the approved policies of the 4 HR systems. So we are planning to have it on the next month, August. So all of the officials and employees will be disseminated either through orientation or through information collaterals or brochures. And the next is the formulation of the Agency Capability Development Program. So I included as one of our HR priorities, considering that this document is an integral component of the comprehensive development plan formulation. So a capacity development program is a document that seeks to rationalize and strategically focus the capability building efforts of LGUs and outlines the capability building interventions or programs that need to be undertaken to address an identified capability deficiency, and draws the capacity development strategies, programs, and initiatives that need to be undertaken to address identified organizational competency gaps, indicating the target groups, specific approaches that are recommended, resources required, and the timeline.
A clarification,
Okay.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I be allowed to interrupt? Ma'am, we all heard the pronouncement of our city mayor when he assumed office that one of his program is to, one of his agenda is to allow employees in the city government to form an association or a union, to establish a union, so that it will enlarge the benefits that can be provided or given to them, aside from those that are allowed at this point in time by law. Is that part, has it been incorporated in your program?
We are still waiting, sir, of the... Actually, we are facilitating na, sir, han aton pagtaga union. Every employee, we are already contacting those employees nga naghandle han aton union. Pero
So there is an existing union of the city.
yes.
Was it accredited to the Civil Service Commission?
No, it was not. But we have a union talaga before.
Accredited by the Sangguniang?
I think
Is that a union? Or
But
merely a groupings or association of employees of the city government?
it was a union. I just can't remember kung ano talagaan because the union hira ang nag-facilitate when we claim our COLA. Yes, because we receive the cost of living allowance nga gin-claim naman from 1985 or something like that. So, ang nag-represent nag-represent an employee was the union.
So when we talk about a union, it should be an accredited organization. If that is not an accredited organization or not registered with the agencies concerned, for like for example, the Civil Service Commission or your office, or at least the Sangguniang Panlungsod Borongan, it could be an organization which has just been tolerated to appear and represent the union probably by agreement.
But I think, sir, I just can't remember kung ano talaga the union was recognized.
Kasi mapaupay ibulig mo din na.
Okay, sir. Noted. Noted, sir. Noted. Okay.
Union din city employees.
Kung madamoy Actually,
Yes, sir.
it beneficial to the employees of the city of Borongan. Yes.
Okay po.
Kay ipanganin at ibang mga LGUs in Ibaruiret, Borongan may na ngayon ito.
Yun.
Kasi
Okay.
upayon. Kasi we have only a very simple goal in the establishment of this union, which is to provide more benefits to our employees and no other.
So, siguro, revival
Dapat
sir.
priority natin yan.
Okay, sir. Noted. I-revive ta, sir. Anyway, may ada na. May ada na kita existing before. Okay.
Sige, ma'am. Continue.
So, we also prioritize our L&D program, wherein official and employees must have one learning intervention per year. So this is one of the noted observation of our CSC on-site assessor, wherein they noticed that 34% of the total populace of the employees population were able to attend learning intervention on year 2018. So it is a must that all employees must have one learning intervention annually. So,
Ma'am, for example, there are proposed awards and recognition for employees. Employee of the month, travel vacation for 2 for employee who have been awarded, employee of the month for 3 times in one reference year, and birthday allowance, provision of 5,000 annual medical check-up of all official employee. Kung may data CNA, kung may data yun,
yes.
inyong mga proposal, ginadag na yung tinayin mo sa bubuan. Anyway, may taman fiscal space, di ba?
Kaya pa man.
Kaya man.
Anyway, ma'am, just take note of the suggestion of and this is also the priority project of ato na mayor yan ang kamayada tayo yun din niya empleyado cities office.
Okay.
Incorporate this into the plan.
Noted.
Continue, ma'am.
Okay. So, I included also the proposed awards and recognitions. The employee of the month, travel vacation for 2 for employee who have been awarded employee of the month for 3 times in one reference year, and birthday allowance.
Yes, the Honorable Bagakay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. Next.
Elected official.
So, proposed health and wellness program, provision of 5,000 annual medical check-up of all officials and employees. Actually, this has been proposed for before pa, during the time of our HRMO, Mr. Rinaldo Celio, but it was not, according to the Commission on Audit, it is not co-able.
That is why, ma'am, there are
Yes.
a lot of restrictions with respect to benefits that you are going to give to your proposed benefits that you're planning to give to your employees. Mga co-able, mga not allowed by DBM, no legal basis. But if we have a CNA, there is now a legal basis.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Next. Provision of agency canteen. So, one of the noted observation of the CSC assessor, we don't have canteen. Okay. Yes. Next. Provision of lactating station for nursing mothers. Sorry. Okay. And then wellness hall with sports equipment. Okay. Next. So, another thing is the Human Resource Information System, or the HRIS. So, we are all, because we are already level 2, now we are buying for level 3. So, yung mga level 3, kailangan na meron ng HRIS. So, in the HRIS, we will be automating HR functions such as attendance recording and monitoring, document tracking, storing and processing of employees' records such as payroll, benefits, and personnel files. So the features of HRIS, maintenance of personal records, payroll management and processing, biometrics timekeeping. And the HR needs ISP representations on HR committees. We are already reconstituting, the executive is reconstituting the different HR committees, but then we need your representatives. For example, on the HRMPSB, the praise committee, before we receive a resolution for the representation of the Sangguniang Panlungsod members.
Ma'am, who determines the composition of the personal selection board in the city?
The city mayor, of course, and with your representation, before, meron pong resolution na isinasubmit sa
Yes, because
HR.
if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if this has been amended, under the local government code, it is only the mayor, the chief executive. There are only mandatory members of the personal selection board, but the rest are chosen by the Sangguniang through a resolution.
Okay. The composition of the HRMPSB is based on the issued memorandum circular, the omnibus rules on appointments and other human resource actions, the July 2018 revised Ora. So there is a prescribed composition of the HRMPSB. Pwede kita mag-customize hiton membership hiton HRMPSB, but then we cannot kumbaga diri ta malilisten iton kung ano iton prescribed nga but we can add, but not it is prohibited that all the members of the HRMPSB is all the SP, Sangguniang Panlungsod members.
Yes, that is why that issue was in conflict with the local government code. Because under the local government code, supposedly, just like in the province, it is the Sangguniang who determines the composition aside from the mandatory members.
Okay.
But not all members are Sangguniang members.
Yes.
Nagkukan na kami kung hirayno. Empleyado, pwede din na amon tulo, or lupa,
Yes.
tapos if there is naman, important nila, ang mga mandatory members,
Yes.
as provided under the law, aadahiran.
Yes, of course.
Kasi aside na aside yan nga una natin nga pag bubuhatan dapat. Aside from the IRP naman, aside nam dapat nga bubuhatan ang resolution approving the composition of this personnel selection board of the city.
Okay.
Because I
Noted po,
also
sir.
handle the employment committee at the provincial government.
Okay.
You're my last term as Sangguniang Panlalawigan member. Dahil niya ka naghihimuhat to, pinasabit ko ng mga tayo sa ARC, anong approve resolution.
Okay. Kasi in our case, sir, we are, it seems that the executive is the one who determine the composition, and then we just wait the representatives from the legislative department.
The basis of that resolution is the law.
It's
The basis of the previous composition is an internal rules,
Okay.
a memorandum,
No, sir, we would nagbibest po kami sa sa
a memorandum from civil service,
Ora, memorandum circular.
memorandum
Oo,
circular.
omnibus rules on appointment and other human resource actions.
That is why the DILG has pointed out yesterday during orientation nga kada kanit ibang sugid mga agencies of the government nag-i-issuein mga memorandum in conflict with the local government code. According to him, the chief legal counsel of the region, the DILG, it ma-prevail dapat ang balahod.
Okay.
Ang balahod.
Higher authority.
But I think it is sir,
But
Ano-
if that is the practice, and kung okayan ko, siguro right on good thing.
the Ora, those composition provided in the Ora is in consonance with the provision provided in the local code. Kasi we are only allowed to customize the composition, but we are not allowed to lessen the members of the or the composition of the what is provided in the yes, ora.
ORO.
Omnibus rules on appointment and other human resource action.
Because supposedly the implementing rules and regulation for the local government code is not the one issued by the civil service. It should have been issued by the DILG in coordination, cooperation with probably the civil service. Kasi alin din nakakuha lang mabasa. Unina na lang mabasa.
Okay.
I think it is better if you have certain concerns on your department, it is better to coordinate with our committee on personnel so that we could take up the matter during our sessions or in special meetings.
Noted po, ma'am. Okay.
Sige.
So, the adoption by the Sangguniang Panlungsod Council, the policies and composition of all HR committees. So, on the HRMPSB, the HRDC, the PMT, and PRAISE, the Grievance Committee, and the CODI. Sorry. Okay. That's all. Thank you.
So, any comments?
I would like just which provides that the personal selection board shall be headed by the local chief executive and its members shall be determined by resolution of the Sangguniang concerned. A representative of the Civil Service Commission, if any, and the personnel officer of the local government unit concerned shall be an ex officio members of the board.
Sir, that's precisely those
Just for the record. Sige ba?
the mentioned composition was in consonance with the composition provided in it on our ora. As yan at sir. But then we customize the members. We have included some members from the executive department.
I think, ma'am, the point is that what Honorable Suit is trying to point out is that the other members should be approved by a resolution from the SP. That is the only thing to point out. And, ma'am, in addition, I would just like to remind about our request for the summary of the documentations we needed per our orientation last week. Thank you.
Okay. Actually, we are trying to furnish you the copy of the policies of the 4 HR systems. Unfortunately, excuse me, wala po pa kaming bond paper. Yung bond paper na ginamit namin dito, I just bought it today kasi wala po talaga kaming supplies.
And ma'am, if that is the problem, I think also in the communication from the Office of the Vice Mayor, it was stated there that you should at least give us a soft copy via an email of your presentation, so that we can also address if you're in dire need of supplies here in the City Hall. So it could have been addressed by sending to us a soft copy of your presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Noted. Okay.
Thank you.
But the soft copy na lang. Sige, okay.
Medyo nag-high-tech na kita yan, so pwede na yung soft copy.
Okay.
We have to
Another thing,
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead, Honorable
If
Suit.
it's okay with the presiding officer. Ma'am, kasi nakita tahan di ba nag-practice ka mo iyo to?
Biometrics. Okay.
Kumusta daw la? Ano daw la assessment?
So, there are so many reklamo. But then iton apektado la curricula iton most affected hiya those employees nga diri na followan core hours and mga with flexi time. Kasi hindi rin inahira kasi it was limited to kasi ngadalahan 5:15 and then 12:15. So beyond that, di rin inahira nakaka-log in or nakaka-log out. So I talked to our city mayor. Siguro we will have a meeting with all the department heads to address these concerns. Kasi dirihiya hindi po siya viable to all. Dirihiya appropriate to all officials and employees.
Maybe it's early to say that it's inappropriate. Maybe we just need to do something more, but it could still be applicable because that's parang we should parang start best practices from here on. So I think it's not to totally set aside the matter and say that it is inappropriate, but maybe we could do something so that it will be appropriate because that's one of the best practices in my opinion.
Can we just simplify the biometrics? For example, susugad lang ni papa-scan lang ni card para madagmit.
No,
Di rin naghalabay pila. Para bisan gahalabay yung pera, di rin makonsumin oras.
I think
just like in the city of Makati. In the city of Makati, you will just use your card, swipe it out. Tapos,
I think
pinagmit bisan di gahalabay yung pila. Swipe later. Swipe.
I think
Swipe.
Yes, go ahead, Honorable.
yes, ma'am. I
Daza.
think we should evaluate first how many biometrics we have and how many employees do we have, and we should compute the time so that we can adjust the designated time for them to log in and log out po.
Noted po, ma'am. Actually, that's the problem of the employees kasi we have a limited number of of biometrics machines. So, nagiging problema yung mga nahuhuli sa pila, nalilate na po sila.
Yes, the Honorable.
Or
Sala.
ma'am, we can provide more biometric machines on each department or office to
Yes.
make it easier for the employees.
That's better po, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead, Honorable Arago. Is the what?
ID.
Well, personally, sige ma'am.
Opo, that's another bibili na naman tayo ng ibang
I think you should just probably include
Machine.
it in your budget so that we can appropriate for possible.
For next year.
The way I see it nga card system, magko-comment na lang ka. Nga card system kasi pwede na may palihog itim. Kung hala palihoga, di sugit biometrics nga personally kagadaada.
Yes.
Matakan lang nakikita it is kulang talaga 10 machines.
Biometrics.
So yan, kay magbabudget man kita ma'am, I suggest that you include that in your
So that we can
proposal.
also consider.
We can
Okay po, noted po.
May tamang camera, CCTV camera, para makita tangan yung mga tangkod, yung mga nagbibiho, mga empleyado. Para check talaga.
ay another trabaho na naman pag-check. So
Time consuming.
Kinakitatin kasi din ito problema kasi ito guys yung napaliyog na rin iba.
yes.
Why don't we transfer boys na ditnera ko?
No, I'm not saying everyone. May paper ang empleyado nga mag-connect ulo, mga genius.
And I think that will consume time if
Tapos i-check pa, so another time consume. Yes, go ahead, Honorable. Kaya na magtitrinabaho pa kita kung kaya naman din at pagsugaran.
Ngayon, we already have existing biometric machines. So, if we are going to, di ba yung kung bago na, change the system, another
work na naman.
another
Gastos.
expense of the government. So, we might add more biometric.
But ma'am, yes, kasi ma'am, how many biometrics machines do we have? For how many employees?
Para maguti-guti lang.
Oh, 5 machines for
one
market.
RHO 2, so mga 8.
8 for how many employees?
We are already 480.
See, imagine that. 8 for 800. So we need more machines, ma'am. Please include that in your budget proposal so we can
Okay, thank you,
appropriate.
sir. Noted po.
So, may na pa questions? report. So, ma'am,
Thank you.
Thank you very much sa nimo report. And
Okay, thank you
also
very much,
reminder,
sir.
aton members, please take note also kung ano ito yung kinahanglang pagtrabahoon regarding paghimo, pagsuporta at mga programs sa aton kada department. And also, please refrain from speaking if you are not recognized by the chair. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. So, the Madam Floor Leader.
I would like to call the department head of the City Planning and Development Coordinator.
Sir Andia, you have the floor.
Before I proceed with the presentation of our list of proposed PPEs, the City Planning and Development Office, allow me to introduce myself. By the way, before that, I would like to extend my congratulations to all our newly elected members of the Sangguniang.
Sir.
I am Daniel Andea. I am the Assistant City Planning and Development Coordinator. I assumed the function being the actually I have no memorandum yet, being the OIC of the office. Since the retirement of our CPDC this month of March, so from then on until now I assume the functions of the CPDC. Okay, thank you. Allow me to present to you our proposed PPEs. One of the document that our office is pursuing is the finalization and submission of the local public transport route plan. This document is in compliance with the DILG DOTR GMC number 001 series of 2017, wherein local government units are required to come up with the LPTRP, Local Public Transport Route Plan. This document is in compliance with the guidelines on the preparation and issuance of the local ordinance, orders, rules, and regulations concerning the local public transport route plan. To give you a background there of this document, for our city of Borongan, we are required to come up with the proposals of transport route plans. In our document that we have formulated, mga local roads sila natin identified, as the city government is only allowed to come up with route plans within their area of jurisdiction. Unlike with the province are required to come up with route plans within its provincial jurisdiction, meaning from municipality to municipality. Unlike with our city, we are only allowed to come up with route plans within the city, from barangays to barangays. So why are we required of this document? The LPTRP is a minimum requirement prescribed for the issuance of public utility vehicle franchises. So this is for the benefit of the LTFRB actually. Aside from that, LPTRP shall be a reference in addressing local public transport issues and problems and PPEs. So this document incorporates the identification of local public transport issues, and at the same time, with the identification of these issues, we are coming up of how to address these transport issues. So as of now, the status of this document is on the process of finalization. As a requirement, once this document is completed, we are required to submit this document to LTFRB in the region for their review. Now, in the process of review, pag-abot dito sa LTFRB kung kita nila nga okay na ma-issuerahin certificate of conformance, meaning to say the document conforms with the requirements of the LTFRB. Now, if it would not comply with their requirements, ibabalik niya itong document, incorporating therein their comments and suggestions. Now, if for example, the document will be issued with the certificate of conformity with the requirements, ibabalik niya nga niya aton, then that is the time wherein an ordinance, or I don't know, I'm not very specific with regards to that, or a resolution confirming the document as an official document of the city government, LPTRP. Okay, next. Another priority activity that we are pursuing in our office is the updating of barangay ecological profile. As of now, we are doing our best to help the barangays to come up with their barangay ecological profile, because it has been our observation that barangays have no updated barangay ecological profile. There are even barangays who have no such document. So with that, in order to help our barangay officials to come up with this document, we are utilizing our office personnel to assist our barangay officials in gathering data. So the purpose of this is to be able to help the barangay to be able to come up with their barangay ecological profile, which will later on become a reference in their formulation of barangay development plan. Okay, next.
Sir, going back to your previous slide, wherein it was stated that you have this finalization submission to local, the LPTRP. I think it is better if you can furnish a copy of whatever you've started to the Committee on Transportation. And on your on that current slide, updating of barangay ecological profile, can you give us a status of when you started updating this ecological profile? What barangays have you updated? Because I am assuming that this is a continuing project, so this is a continuing function of your office. So it is better, I think, if you could provide us with the current ecological profile of all barangays and the status of your updating as of today.
Okay, we will do it, ma'am. As of now, ito na aton barangay ecological profiling, if I'm not mistaken, we are about mga 28 pala ang nakapag-comply ng mga barangays. We have started this activity prior to the election, mga March ada, ma'am. It just so happened na during the election period, I advised my office staff to refrain from going out to barangays for purposes of avoiding mga political suspicion bangin nga nagma-misinterpret ito na ating presence dito sa barangay bisan kon may klaro nga purpose pag-avoid din mga sinisiring lang nga delikadisa considering itong politika. So nagprosidla kami hanamon pag follow up na to barangays after nahan election. So we are hoping by the end of this year we will be able to complete ito nga 61 barangays. But to give you background of this activity, we are experiencing problem with regards to big barangays or especially those in the poblasyon. Kay na-involve in household profiling activity. Aside from accomplishing the barangay ecological profile form, we are accomplishing barangay household data informations.
Mr. President.
Yes, go ahead, Honorable Taylor.
If I may, Mr. Department Chair, your slide shows that it is updating of barangay ecological profile. So there is already a current data, which would have been from what year?
Actually, ang updating na sinasabi natin, mga matagal na kasi yung existing document.
What year po?
If I'm not mistaken, mga 2011 pa siguro.
Why has there been only an initiative to update the ecological profile this year and not?
With regards to that, I cannot answer the question personally. During the time, I was only an assistant or even lower before pa my promotion as an assistant. I believe I don't have the control with the policies of activities to be undertaken by our office during the time. It was during my assumption that I initiated to come up with this activity because I believe this is very important on the part of our barangay officials para itong document presented itong era barangay because there are instances nga may mga funding donors nga nasilid na barangays as yung mga primarily inaaro, di ba? So, with our intention to help the barangays, so I put it as one of our priority activities.
Thank you.
Mr. Presiding Officer.
Yes, go ahead.
Just a suggestion.
Honorable Scotto.
Pwede patapusan tala ni presentation ni taten presenter kasi dapat yadi para after the presentation asa na pag-question kung may tama nga suggestion, clarification para magmanagmit lang kasi head of offices
Trabaho. Yes, I agree.
and after the presentation you can go back to your
Yes.
So, this activity actually is a mandated activity coming from the national government, particularly the NWRB in coordination with the DILG. So, this activity is intended to come up with data or informations coming from our local government unit with regards to all existing water service providers. So you can say level 1 facility or level 2 and the level 3 water service facilities. So according to NWRB, the data generated from the survey can be used as to increase the access of improved drinking water through their planning initiatives. Kumbaga, nagagather lahirahin data with regards to existing water service facilities. Next. Another activity which we have included and we hope to accomplish this within the year, but I doubt this can be completed within the next 6 months. The Climate and Disaster Risk Assessment, CIDRA. So CIDRA is a process that is used as a tool of analyzing the risk and vulnerabilities of exposed elements, which pertains to population, urban areas, natural resource-based production areas, critical point facilities, and lifeline utilities. As I have mentioned during the last Friday when I was invited to speak before the members of the Sangguniang, SIDRA is a very basic requirement when it comes to the formulation of our CLUP, which is one of the biggest issue as of now with regards to our qualification of the city government in the SGLG, Cell of Good Local Governance requirements. So before we can proceed with the formulation of CLUP, Comprehensive Land Use Plan, and the CDP, the Comprehensive Development Plan, we are required to come up with this CIDRA, or Climate and Disaster Risk Assessment, because it is required by the HLURB that our CLUP and CDP should be climate-proof. Ini nga integration itong mga findings as a result of CIDRA should be integrated in the identification of adaptation and mitigation projects, programs, and activities to be incorporated in our CLUP and the CDP. Next. So, updating of CLUP. As I have mentioned earlier, CLUP is one of our kumbaga nakakabalaong ito na atin pag qualify itong SGLG, considering that this is one of the basic document required by the DILG. And I must admit na CLUP has been started before. I can still remember during the first term siguro ni Honorable. And I was even among those personnel who was assigned to present that time. But unfortunately, the document stopped at this level and it was not forwarded to the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, or especially the PILOC, the Provincial Land Use Committee, which is supposed to review the CLUP before its endorsement or approval by the Sangguniang Panlalawigan. So, as of now, our requirement in relation to CLUP is the training. Our personnel, or the planning team that should compose the CLUP planning team with a composition of different personnel coming from agriculture, tourism, DRR, engineering, city planning, of course from the DSWD and City Health Office. All of this personnel, to become effective in participation of the CLUP formulation, they will have to undergo training. This training is provided by the HLURB. This is a modular training. If I'm not mistaken, this is composed of 5 modules. So, based on feedback which I have learned from other municipalities, those who are currently undergoing such training, if I'm not mistaken, in every month, they will go to Cebu to attend this training, because they are given the time to complete the data requirement in the first module. For example, in advance, they will be given the templates for them to accomplish, so that by the time they will go to Cebu, they are already ready with the data required for the module. So I remember the last time when I attended the session, if I'm not mistaken, Honorable Honorable Soyot, Byron Soyot, you mentioned that our Honorable Mayor is contemplating of hiring a consultant. Actually, it would be to our advantage. Considering iton expertise iton consultants. Because we do not assume, considering that we have been in the office of the planning and our other department heads, it does not mean that our expertise when it comes to CLUP formulation is comparable to those consultants, because they have the specialized training and they have the focus of this activity. So there are two options that are to be considered in this aspect of CLUP formulation. It's either to hire consultant or to train our local personnel to undertake the activity. Okay? Next. So CDP formulation. CDP formulation and CLUP are two separate documents. These documents differs in the aspect that CLUP is focused on geophysical development plan, meaning the territorial or land allocations, while CDP is termed as cross-sectoral development plan. This encompasses the different sectors of the society, wherein, for example, on the economic, the social, tourism, and the institutional, these different sectors of our community are being studied, and development programs and projects are identified through a process. So these are the different sectors: social, under social, health, housing, education, social welfare, protective services, sports and recreation. Next. Under economic, agriculture, industry, commerce and trade, tourism, infrastructure, transportation, power, water, information and communication. On the environmental, solid waste management, forest management, coastal and marine ecosystem management. Another is the DRRM and the institutional. So all of these areas are being considered in the formulation of CDP, or the Comprehensive Development Plan. So that was the last part of my presentation. If ever there are some questions, clarifications.
Yes.
During this time, natin last effort to come up with this document, kay sinisare naman kita yan nga tablet-based. Unlike before nga paper-based. Ang nahinabo, ang warait ka-accomplish ito nga CBMS, kay may da mga problema nga na-encounter dito sa field. Ang mga tablet, nagkakahibang, kay limitado, I don't know kung walo adto nga tablets nga ginamit. Ang iba lang nga hinaramlad dito province kan manununong nervous.
Kasi the data provided in the CBMS will be of assistance to you in crafting of the CLUP and the CDP. Kasi ada na katanan mas mapapadali nila ano yung trabaho. Kasi ano yung mula kanina, ecological ano yun? Ecological profiling. Pero pareho naman kaya CBMS. CBMS kasi naman kinukuha na ni di ba mga households, mga pitaretada, yung mga vulnerable, kino-consider na ni mga sakuna, di ba? Tapos yung CLUP, ada man, it's CDP.
I agree with that, Honorable, considering that even the DRRM aspect is already incorporated in the CBMS. So, the problem with this CBMS is that we were unable to complete the activity due to technical failures na encounter the field. May da pa nga, if I'm not mistaken, up to now, may da pa isa nga tablet nga wala pa ibabalikan gin-isyuhan ni Ma'am an enumerator.
What is the plan of your office?
So as of now,
Padayon ba ito?
Parang-
ecological, development plan?
pardon sir,
Kanina, ipapadayon ba ito? Kinalan kasi may data ito eh.
ang CBMS.
Oo, kinalan ta may data ito para makapag-craft na kamo. May data CDP, Comprehensive Development Plan.
CDP.
CDP,
Waray pa.
waray pa.
Unfinished.
So, with regards to CBMS, kita ko pagkaya na parang waray ko kinikita ang mga-continue kami kaya ang mga tablet nga ni waray nakdida pagkakakita. Oo.
Okay. Okay.
So that is the status with regards to CBMS as of now.
So any other questions? The Honorable Curti.
Sir, if may I ask, who is the person responsible to update this kind of profiles sa barangays?
So the process, itong pagtaga-barangay ecological profiling, na-assist kami itong mga barangay officials through conducting orientation on how to accomplish these forms. Aside from that, we are suggesting to them to strategize in undertaking this activity at their level. For example, we suggest to them na para diri hirakurian itong pag-conduct it barangay household ecological barangay household profiling, we suggest to them nga i-utilize ito nila mga barangay health workers sugad man itong mga kagawad to participate in this activity. Kay hapag kita ko kung orog labi nga dit mga gurugudting nga barangays dirin orang kadakang nga problema. It only requires itong era determination to undertake this activity.
Yeah. Sige. Honorable Gaisanti.
Good
Chuk,
morning.
ngayon.
Disregard po profiling, sir. Like in our barangay Sonco, di ba, is ikatulong ang pinakadaka nga barangay natin siya dyan. Pag-profile po, actually, term ko pa po as barangay chairman. Then nag-start po adtohan March. Anamon na din po napansin, although nag-gather na kami ang data, kasi damo po ang questions. Sir Juanico, Jerome, Sir Juanico, in charge po nga to haamon ha barangay Sonco. So nag-instruct haamon han pag gather han data. Yun lang, damo po talagaan an pakiana. Then anamon la din po nakita nga problema like han pagadto ha hospital. So may naging gagather nga mga data po, di ba sir? Ang problem na po kay diri kasi hiradaman nahatag. So what if kon like baka to na hospital pagkuhahan statushan ano ba yun ang mga ginakuha sirhan kanan pero ang mga nurses ang mga facilities sa hospital di ba ginaaro din po may suggest po kung pwede po like haamon tamon official sa barangay Sonco nga kung may da po sa nga taga the office ka maupod kay sometimes po nasa ring hira nga para anong purpose din po ini so diri damon hira natataganhan insakto nga datos so parang haamon po han barangay Sonco diri pa po kami complete kay parang an hospital po asya na lang amon problema anira datos kay diri po kami natataganhan insakto what if
Obserbahan parang orayla direkta nga na request ito na amon assistance. As you can observe, during hanamon initial activity hini nga pagtaga barangay profiling, we even offered to sit before the Sangguniang barangay sessions para an bukos nga konsehohan barangay acquainted kung ano ini nga particular activity, ano itatang purpose, kaya ano nga gimbubuhat, para pinaagahin mamotivated liwat hera pag-participate, pag-cooperate.
Sir, another concern po. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. And regarding din po, sir, mga barangay dispute. So, parang nagkakaproblema din po dida kung hain mapa-profile hira. Like barangay Sonco, barangay A, barangay Sonco, then barangay Balad.
Ito na issue, parang as of now, direct ang makakabaton kay, if I'm not mistaken, this barangay territorial dispute has been a problem long before. Kay tigang nagpakasilo din na city government, may hanakin na nagbibinati nga may mga existing disputes as to boundary disputes itong barangay. So as of now, siguro pag-i-restoryahan pa ito na ano itong magiging resolution dahil itong particular issue.
So the Honorable Kurt.
Just lang, since damo ang trabahoon pa, I hope you divide the work in your department. I mean, for barangay ecological profile, assign someone na magfo-focus hiton, and the CDPs and other kung maaari para at least may dalan nila kanya-kanya nga responsibilities ba para managment.
Okay,
Kasi if ikaw la, sir, kukuhanin nga tayo makuri.
Okay, thank you for the suggestion. Actually, as of now, we are still on the process of stabilizing itong presence it among personnel. As you should know na hapag kaya na may mga office personnel nga pinandi-detail as this has been the usual experience in our previous administration. So temporarily, yanahan tikatarapos ang term ni former Mayor Abunda, temporarily ginrecall itera pagbalik nga ng opisina. Pero as of now, there are already movements of our personnel. And I don't know who will be the last personnel to be retained in our office as of now. Ongoing pa man itong movement, itong amon mga personnel. But once na determine na namin itong permanent nga lahit amon opisina, only then nga mag-strategize kami kung paper may bibilin. Thank you.
Anyway, Sir Andea, we are going to set urban planners, and I hope you can makapag-restore kita kung ano rin kinahanglanan. So, the Honorable Bagakay, you have the
Mr.
floor.
Presiding Officer. So, dili kami masyado nakakaintindi nga ecological profiling. Based na ibabarang ito niya, community-based. How can we identify barangays with this ecological profiling? And ano ito mga niya?
Actually, these two are almost synonymous in terms of its purpose. Considering both activities are intended to gather data or informations at the barangay level. Actually, kung kukulawang dahil CBMS, mas in-depth itong data gathered through CBMS. Kay itamon form nga gingamit, dere sugad ka complicated, dar kay ginmi-minimize na mga dere magin makuri da mga barangay. Anamon lagi nikita kung anon mga we considered most relevant era nga level. Kung iton sa BMS ngan hiton amon ging kakandak na the ecological profiling activity, definitely I would prefer nga CBMS kunta kung possible. Pero aside, darahiton nga mga technical difficulties nga mo na experience, particularly darahiton nga tablet-based na mga CBMS, di na kami pag-fail.
Sige.
The Honorable
Thank you. This ecological profiling, I think, is very important, just like the CBMS, because as we all know, October 16 is approaching. And what is the implication of that is that we will be preparing our budget, the AIP, para makabulig ito Mayor, itamahan mga sanggunian, pag-identify ang mga priority PPAs, i-implementar next year. Kasi kung makikita ta na nila, definitely ini yung program i-incorporate ini yung AIP. Para kaya pa-engineering, kadiyara rin, may baruhiraan tam intervention. Ano daw ulit ang program? Implementar ng mga barangay kasi yan din ang data. Kinikita na na. Kasi kung wala ito, parang mangangapa hiraha, pati kami, parang nangangapa kita hadilim. Mupay talaga may datahin nila. Kasi these are the lights that will guide the leaders of the officials of the city how to craft the city development plan by the public officials just like the mayors and the members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod and your offices. Kasi karayagit naman nga, direct makuray sige kita mahatagin input pero warak tapangayan parang magpipilatigo hikirita yan, parang titinirgo ay kita. Mamapay siguro i-priority niyo. Kung nakakada i-priority niyo, sumati naman kami niyo, sumati niyo to. So the mayor, ano tam kinahanglan? Tagi kami armas, para na mahuman. Personnel, technical persons, materials, ano pa? You have to inform the person concerned kung ano yung kinahanglan para matapos tayong matrabaho tayo.
Okay, so it's a very important document at the barangay level, and this is what we have been emphasizing to them. Na in terms of project identification, it should be based on the ecological profile para kumbaga atin pa evidence-based.
Okay, so other questions? The honorable kami nabatik.
Just a very big input perhaps to the planning office. First of all, I'm asking a question. If ever you have an input already before for a diversion road for the city of Borongan. Second, I have heard from no less than the mayor and from the congresswoman that one of their pet project is a diversion road encompassing the area. Not an intersection. So it will entail a very big area of land losses. This is a very important thing in the CLUP. So whether we consult, we hire a consultant or you will do it by yourself, this thing should be incorporated.
Just take note. Yes, go ahead.
Last question. Para ano ba? May ba niyo na physical framework plan or proposed physical framework plan city? So, proposed roads, farm to market roads, relocation of government buildings, hain ba? May na naman yung proposal?
Actually, ito
May draft.
with regards to physical framework plan,
ni diversion road, makita naman kita traffic in una ora. Asa kinahanglan dapat may na ito niyo dida at least nag-forecast na kamo ito. May na niyo forecasting nga ita solution masyado na may didit it bottleneck pag sa sila pala Sonco ato na. Pagka kanidin ni kita traffic ina kinahanglan na naman in breathing space it atin mga commuters kung mga taga Borongan ngahit mga naagi din niya Borongan may dadabay proposal or study naman lang study.
actually dito ito na ako na-mention nga LPTRP, I even included that ito nga diversion plan, diversion road. Oh, okay. I have a personal involvement with the identification of this diversion road. There was a time I just can't exactly remember that period na may kumanhing ang mga taga DPWH National Office. They ask for an assistance to locate the areas wherein they can possibly connect the diversion road to the existing national road. So during that time, anamon hit gina-identify nga kumbaga convergence and diversion road didiha south nga part, didiha Lukson pakabaw-baw didiha may eskwelahan. I said dida. I said katapos didi na mga south anam hit original ha north nga by the way. North, anam hit original nga identify ng mga merging diversion road nga dihan national road din yan hindang dahil nga may slaughterhouse. But during last conversation from DPWH, may dahat nga igin paabot nga hinga parang plan an era proposal nag-iba an pag divertan ruta di diha north naka dinaha kuan may pangdan area.
If this is a proposal
Pagkatapos an era naman din pag silid na ngan imbis nga mga diretso kuntaan diversion road ngadto ha Lukson era pinasisilid lang ako from dili kunta kang Kaligdas I don't know kung marang ko sir Kampisaw dili nga may ngadto Lapusit Seminary. Nakadto kun taid niya pasisidlan rota, ti pasulod nga ho nga niyan Kampisaw nga niya terminal, which we expressed our opposition. Considering nga we are after hiton minimizing hiton inconvenience hiton commuters coming from north who are bound to southern part para di nahirama didilatar dara hiton existing traffic dinit poblasyon ayon ta nga nagpasidla din hiton nga area. So amon natigin insist nga dito lagi magawa sa dito na ang Kaligdas sa Kampisaw matabok diretson sa alog ti pakadto na Lukson.
Okay, sir. Let me cut you with that. Okay, medyo na kumap kita time consume at ora-ora.
Express our gratitude for giving us this opportunity to present to you our activities and our proposed activities to be undertaken. We just hope na support will be extended to us so that we will be able to accomplish what is expected from us.
Yes.
Thank you and
good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Mr.
With all due respect to my fellow SP members, I would like to suggest, in order not to hamper with the work of our department chairs, with our department heads, that we ask only at least 5 department heads to stay in the session hall for while waiting, and then while waiting, we will just call for the next 5 after the presentations of the first 5 department heads so that they can proceed with their work.
What is the pleasure of the body? Comments, suggestions? The Honorable Curti and then Honorable Scott.
Department Head of the City Civil Registrar, City General Services Office, City Budget Office, City Accounting Office, and City Treasurer's Office to remain in the session hall, and the others will be called. The next one who will be called is the City Assessors, City Solid Waste Management Office, City Social Welfare Development Office, City Population Office, and the Agriculturist Office.
What if we call na and wala din ni City Hall? Just to hagawas lang eh.
Oh, sure. Mr. Presiding Officer would like to call again the department head of the City Civil Registrar.
Yes, ma'am. The Office of Civil Registrar, you have the floor.
Good morning. My respect to the Honorable Vice Mayor and Honorable Body of the Sangguniang Panlungsod. My fellow department heads, good morning. The Civil Registry Department is responsible for the storage and safeguarding of the civil registry documents and making them available for access. The civil registry documents are those documents affecting the civil status of a person, like the birth, the marriage, the death, and the judicial decrees on adoption, annulment of marriage, like that. And our goal of our office is to simplify the operation at the Civil Registry Department. May I be allowed to present a summary of our activities and our programs in a form of a slideshow? And may I entertain your question or queries after the slideshow? Thank you. As you will notice, the proposed program is not stated in the approved budget for the civil registry. So today's society, it is largely dependent on computers and technology in the business operations. So most of the offices are now having the scanning. Even the other civil registry offices of Eastern Samar, they have already digitized their documents. So I am appealing to the honorable body if they could create an item for an encoder or a bookbinder. And regarding the budget, because the previous administration lacked the appreciation of the importance of civil registration, whenever I submit a budget for the digitization and computerization, waray nahihimo. So, and current problem of the civil registry department is the lack of storage space. With the increasing demand and the rapid increase of volume of the documents, because in every month we are having 5 folders every month, and it is unlike the offices of the COA, the accounting. After 10 years they could dispose the documents. Ours is the preservation of the document, and that is our problem. Last February 1, 1988, the municipal hall was burned by fire. So I was one of those who reconstructed the documents in Manila during the time of Mayor Anacta. And we were able to reconstruct the documents, Xerox the documents, and that was 1988, and it is already 30 years old now. So the documents are utilized on a day-to-day basis, so the handling, most of the documents are now turned or mutilated. So we are having a problem in the preservation of the documents. So I presented this problem, and it's an opportunity for me to appeal to the body if they could provide a budget for those equipments. And I'm very proud to tell everyone that before we were told by the HRM that we were supposed to be awarded as the best department. And we will be awarded during the Pasidungog night, and we waited for the award. And then after the event, we did not receive the award. So I inquired from the HR department what happened. So they told me that there was a criteria on I requested for a reversion of the fund, that na-disqualify kami dara nga nagpa-revert akan year 2018 because I sacrificed my budget for my travel. I did not attend the 2 convention called by our national directorate because I reverted my budget for the office supplies. So that was the reason why we did not receive the award. So whenever I would like to appeal to the body because in the previous last 2018, in the distribution of the supplies, like every department will only receive 3 reams of bond papers. However, our office is a record-keeping office, so we need supplies, enough supplies for us, not as compared to other departments. So that was why I requested for the reversion of my travel. So I would also like to appeal as a record-keeping office. The DSWD, the RHU, was granted with a separate building. So with the growing volume of our documents, our office would not be enough. So some are even filed in the floor. So I would like to request for the honorable body if they could create a resolution regarding if they could give us a larger storage space, or it would be better if we will be given a building like DSWD and RHU. Thank you. So,
Okay, so questions, comments?
questions?
There being none, all right. The Honorable Madam Floor Leader.
Ma'am, a hard copy of your presentation.
Honestly, I wasn't aware that I will be giving you soft copies, but I will, I will give you copies after my report. Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Expect po na we will open this up during our executive legislative agenda so we can address this issue.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes. No more? So ma'am, pag budgeting liwat, direct ayo office. Kaya i-put direct pag-budget.
During the meeting with the mayor, I actually brought up this issue, the computerization of our document, and he told me to prepare for the purchase order ba yun? Tawag siya. Okay. My problem is the storage space.
Okay lang.
And if I will be allowed to computerize the registry files, I will need an additional stuff like encoder. Okay.
Duly noted, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Rest assured na we will support you with that para maging efficient at ating mga kaopisinahan.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Comments? The Honorable Arago.
Na-issuein mga birth certificates.
Our office is in charge of issuing birth certificates, the death, the marriage, the judicial declaration of the annulment, the adoption, all those events affecting the status of a person. Because there are some agencies, the policies is they are requiring the person with an NSO or a PSA copy.
So, dire no honor, tikan hayo.
We had been talking with the other agencies like the DepEd, because we told them that the record actually started from us, and we are just sending documents to PSA for them to have a data on like the death of ano nga program dito at maangay nga damot nagpapatay, ganun. How many mga teenage pregnancies. So from that data, they could gather information on what particular program. And natatabo kasi, they only honor documents coming from PSA. So actually, PSA, the inform the general public that the document from PSA is the same with the document from local civil registry, and there is no particular law that the issuance of the LCRO are not valid.
So, kinahanglan ini makorek kay I sympathize with our constituents. Nakikan hayo itong dokumento diri kinakalawat.
Yes.
Offices na iba.
Yes po.
Kinahanglan to pa ini sa utakluban.
Yes.
For additional expenses and time for them.
Actually,
mag-coordinate nga karautan ito niyo.
Actually, I talked to the secretary of the president of ESWO if I could talk with him, so I could tell him how if they could help us raise the revenue by accepting the issuances of the local civil registrars.
It's between
Siguro mas maupay kung tatagan hirahin parang resolution. I don't know if it is a mandate nga. Waray naman particular law nga nasiring nga koan. Actually, itong PSA, when one register live birth, the agency or the hospital will be preparing 4 copies. 1 copy is for the document owner, The second copy is for the Civil Registry Office. The third is for the PSA. And the fourth copy is for the hospitals. And then, itong PSA, once a client requests a copy from PSA, they will only issue a photocopy of their copy using a security paper. So, amon information dissemination, tinututduan namit mga tao nga, pag diri ka karautan, pwede mo hiya ireklamo ha civil service. Kasi waray balaod nga nasiring nga, iton kinahanglan la, iton PSA, valid. Kaya actually, masaring ka nga, malalain nga ani mo dokumento diri nakakarauton. An amon document diri kakarauton.
Yes, we will.
Oo. So, asya doon akong karuyag i-explain and then nagre-reach out akit mga principal. Kung may mga PTA meetings, if pwede ak kuan haira nga bisan la halipot la para ma-inform hira nga diri gaditon hiya tama. Kami nga mga civil registrars pirmi kami ito nagre-reniklamo kay ano nga mga agencies iting kakarawat lan. We invited during our convention secretaries from the ILG, from DepEd, from GSIS, and then explaining to them that the documents issued by PSA is the same document issued by the LCR. So, asya ito kasi may dadawhira mga policies. Opo. And akong gusto hayra ma-emphasize like itong DepEd din kung kakarauton itaton document issued by our office, ma-increase pa itaton mga income. Like itong didiha koan ha ESO. Kung itamon document i-accept nira, maiingaan hira ma-request. So an aton income ma-increase. Di rin nga makatirapi is kasi national na nakakakuha nira income. Oo.
The Honorable Suyat.
Suggest that you call for a dialogue. We will invite, together with the Sangguniang, we can invite DepEd, the representatives from the DepEd, from ISU. Kasi tama ito additional income. Kariyag namin at income,
Humita.
hindi naman ito madugan ta pa. Ito sa ngayon, kaya paano mamaupay pa? Mas mamadali. Kasi yan yung mahira.
Yes, sir.
Dapat lang naman mahira bumulik. Anyway, pudungan iti si ubus met kanto era kadit DepEd. Dapat lang naman nira nga
mag-patronize. Yeah.
Sige. We will invite them,
Yes,
including
sir.
you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
The next sessions, siguro.
Actually, our president, our regional president, he is the MCR of. He is very willing to talk with the head regarding our cry that our issuance will be honored because it will increase our revenue.
Oo, sige. So, any other questions, comments? There being none, so ma'am, thank you very much. And
You're
rest
welcome.
assured, magtatrabaho kita niyo problema.
Honorable Vice Mayor, City Vice Mayor, and all the members of this august body. Good morning, everyone. I am Telma Banal of the City Social Welfare and Development Office, and our office is the implementing arm of the city government in the provision of social welfare and development services for the disadvantaged individuals, families, and communities. So we have a lot of our programs, and our target are the lost, the least, and the last, from womb to tomb. So very briefly lang po of our presentation of our programs and services because we have lots of our programs. So under the Family and Community Welfare Program, we have these services. We have existing ordinance under this program on social services for solo parents, granting benefits and privileges for the solo parents. We call these solo parents those who are unwed, separated, widow or widower. So I think I will no longer mention each one. Then next, please. We have programs and services for our senior citizens. Senior citizens are those who are 60 years old and above, and our persons with disabilities. So we have these particular programs. We also have existing ordinance for our senior citizens, granting additional benefits and privileges, which has been patterned from the national law. And we are requesting if there's a need to revisit this ordinance, ordinance granting additional benefits and privileges for our senior citizens, which was enacted in 2013. And we also have an ordinance granting benefits for those who are centenarians, those who are 100 years old. If it would be all right, because from 2017, there were only 2 qualified senior citizens who were granted with these benefits, and one of this is the grandfather of Honorable Emmanuel Sonco. And until this time, waray pa natin senior citizens nga nag-edadhin 100 years old. And if we may request, can we also have an ordinance granting those who are 90 years old or 80 years old, nonagenarian? Just like in other municipalities, there are municipalities who are granting benefits for those who are 80 years old and 90 years old. Because, opo, yes, ginkuhan ko lang nga, aside from the centenarian, they also grant for those who are not yet qualified. Kay talag sala ada ito nagwa 100 years old. Makore. Sige. Duha na po, duha. Kan Honorable Iman grandfather and from Barangay Libuton. Unfortunately, namatay ng taga Libuton. So, dire ko nala po pagtitinag-usaon. So these are our programs for our PWDs. Our PWDs, we also have an ordinance creating the PDAO, the Persons with Disability Affairs Office, which is also mandated because we're assessed, ito natin is GLG, and there is a need for the LGU to have a PDAO, Persons with Disability Affairs Officer. Next, please. We have the Women Welfare Program. So these are our services for our women. We have existing organizations for women together with our solo parents, and substitute home care for those in especially difficult circumstances. Unfortunately, we do not have a facility, a temporary shelter for those women who have been abused and children. For these are women. We do not have a facility. Later, if I will discuss it on Children's Welfare Program. So, if we have women who have been abused, we refer them to our facility of the province, the Balay Darangpan. So, we need to have our own. In fact, our office, this was actually constructed as this facility to provide a temporary shelter for our women and children, considering that we do not have enough space growing na itamon office, so we were transferred to that office. Dapat iti a facility na for our women and children. And we have the God Code, which was enacted in 2010. I think we need to revisit the God Code to respond to the needs of our women of today. 2010 pa, it's already 9 years old. For our Children and Youth Welfare Program, we have these different programs and services. Our daycare program is under this program. And then, the child protection for our abused, abandoned, neglected, and our children who are in conflict with the law or our children at risk. So we also have our Children's Code, but this has been enacted in 2010. I think we also need to revisit this code because there are national laws nga bag-o na hiya, and we need to adapt, localize these national laws for child protection. Again, we do not have a facility for our children who need to be temporarily placed, for those who have been abused, and for those who are in conflict with the law, the Bahay Pag-asa. Actually, under the law, each city and province is mandated to establish a facility for children in conflict with the law and the CAR. Bahay Pag-asa for the CAR. Actually, children who are in conflict with the law, who are under suspended sentence are being referred to Tanawan Rehabilitation Center, which is manned by the SWD. So we have children who are referred and undergoing rehabilitation at the Rehabilitation for Youth in Tanawan. We are paying for their stay there. We are paying for their board and lodging. Okay, we have the emergency assistance program. We have this provision of limited financial assistance for individuals who are in crisis, who need medical assistance, transportation assistance, food assistance, burial assistance, and other assistance, no? In which I think each one of you have your own funds for this purpose. So we make recommendations based on the need, no, based on the documents presented by the client. The amount is based on their needs, no. So we also refer for free legal assistance to PAO and other assistance. If we cannot provide them with our own resources, we refer them to the SWD. We refer them to the provincial government so we can respond to their needs. We also have an existing ordinance in the provision of financial assistance because previous years we were only limited to 2,000 pesos. So Sir Unic has sponsored an ordinance increasing the amount, I think, to 25,000 for those who have chronic ailment, no, those who have cancer, undergoing dialysis, because 2,000 pesos is really giguguti for those who have chronic ailments and undergoing dialysis. There are those who are having their dialysis 2 times in a week, which costs 6,000 to 7,000. So what is 2,000? No, so but waray pa naman inhiya ka fully implement na tabtabla kami hiton mga 5,000 or kay depende naman hit aton allocated budget kasi na sarit lang ni naman kami hit aton budget officer if we can recommend so much, so it would be based on our resources. And then of course during calamities and disasters, we coordinate with our CDRR, so our focus would be on relief distribution and camp coordination and camp management, and also provision of trainings for our communities, family disaster preparedness trainings. So these are just our brief presentation of our different programs and services of our department.
Can you clarify to us, to this august body, is there a distinction between a person in crisis situation and an indigent?
Kasi even if you are, for instance, working with the government, both of you are employed, but somebody in the family is undergoing dialysis, cancer patient, your resources will be drained. So we call them in crisis. Though they are not indigent, but they are in crisis.
It's not synonymous with an indigent. Okay, thank you very much.
So
just for the record.
And mga ordinances and resolutions.
Okay.
How
Yes,
much
go
is
ahead.
the allowable financial assistance for us? Hayo, ito yung ina-allow para maximum namin. Ito alaw, lahat pa.
Kasi
so,
we...
medical assistance, pera. Transportation, food, burial.
Among po binubuhat, nagpapasa po kami ito ng certificate of eligibility, and then there is a recommended amount based on the needs of the client. So it's for you to how much you would contribute. Usually discretion lang po niyo. Dire kami nagaano ka. Opo, hanidhan client. So, an amon instruction is for the client to go around. So, kung pananglitan, we have recommended an amount of 5,000. So, kung naano na niya nga 5,000, may stop na hiya dida. Kaya siya mala namon recommended amount.
Sige, go ahead. Please use the mic.
Opo,
remember-
kasi we prepare a social case study report. So, in this social case study report, impresent naman ang amon brief findings, ano ang needs ng client, ano man daman ang iya, resources, which can also be utilized to respond hiton iya presenting nga problema because dapat naman may ada counterpart client. So, napasa kami papel hiton nga amon recommendation, gimpapasa namit nga daha iyo kun pipirala it iyo po hahatag. So, maka-meet na nga nitong nga amon recommended amount na ano net client.
Ma'am, kung
Okay.
wara talaga niya kwarta, giwawarain niya kwarta kasi kinalanta mga yan may counterpart.
Kung may
sugay talaga yun na isa rin paningwit nga totally waray na good
drained.
Wara na nira mahuka rin nira bursa. Although may trabaho, di na nga sufficiente para nira pagkakaan ka ng sa kabulan. Kinalanta pa bait, di rin tabait pwede ra sugaran na irit. Kaya item kinahanglan, ihatag tayo ng maximum.
Opo, ginbubutan mo.
Heart bypass operation or sugay ng mga major medical case, ano to na illnesses, sugaran tayo to.
Chronic illness.
Oo. Takay mga mahal ma ito. Unless ada kayong government facility kasi no balance billing. May pangamalasakit center, totally absorbed
wala.
din baray na. Pero what if direct available din ha iyo? Waray din ito ng mga specialist tula available in sa private hospital.
Opo, gindi-determine po naman based iton iyaging present nga mga document like iton doctor's prescription and laboratory request. So ginko-compute it nam, ginpapapresyohan it nam. So kung if we cannot provide so much, nagtutuloy pa kami na other resources just like iton DSWD and also to provincial government para la mabato natin ang needhan
So
client.
pwedeng rin 50,000 o 80,000?
Ang aton ordinance po I think is 25,000
Okay.
for those who are
Okay, so
with chronic. 20, Kuya Abid, sorry po. 20,000.
so the Honorable Scotter and then Honorable Arago.
30,000 ata.
20.
20.
Paano ma-implement yan? May yan naman itong ordinansa. Anong ni-presented niyo kan mayor kung ano para mataga nito. Kaya sa tang katuyuanan, hanamon paghimo hiton nga ordinansa, pag-approve hiton, para makabulig hiton nga mga major illnesses. Sa anam nga niton, ito niya dialysis, pag-dialysis. Para mahipasa itong katuyuanan ito nga ordinansa, sana ma-implement iton.
Budget officer and from the COA. So hadto nga time nagsaring because limited man ang aton budget, we cannot provide so much. So we have to live within our resources. So waray aniya na ala I think we were able to provide usa pala adto nga pinusil nga minor who was caught in encounter dito bagong baryo, burial. So asya pala adaan ako natitigam nga naka-provide kita.
So please use the microphone.
Ito niyo recommended amount aside ba ito tutuptuban ito cash voucher or it depends also on our contributions.
It's an iging present and client based on amon assessment. So pananglitan ko nag-recommend kami 5,000 asit nga gimpapalibot nam haiyo. So kung na-satisfy na iton nga yan need for 5,000 na dadeng nahiya dida.
Takay kung nasubra, kung amon na siyempre nahatag kami kada isa. Kung mabutin 10,000 ito na amon contribution.
Asyat akon it amon la po i-request kung ano po ang recommended amount kasi ko kalawang kasi nam gina-assist nam ano kung piperala talaga it iya pwede natin mahi-provide. So we can also provide assistance to others. We understand iton aton resources.
Itong habot chair, itong EU recommended amount amon sinusunod.
Opo.
So there are clients nga napapapermibaham na sobra sa 5,000, that's useless. Kay 5,000 man ang indemnity.
At tunit siguro po budget kay kinakadto met a copy of this certificate of eligibility is submitted to the budget office. So, iranit king ko kan po kunaan ha,
Iiban.
iiban.
I'm clarifying this kasi August kami nahatag usahay. So, 10 of us are giving 600,
500.
or 13 of us, let's say 13 of us giving 500. That could exceed 5,000. So, already na gamit han pag hinatagan sobra. Kaya ang sinusunod man la, ang iyo la recommended amount. A budget. Is that
Kay-
the real case?
Po iton it kliyente kasi tamon instruction paggagawa sa office yan hila po it amon recommended amount. So imo in pangangaro maka eksakto ka na nga amount okay na hiya.
Okay na. So, the Honorable Dasa first.
Possible that the LGBT sector be included in the GAD program?
Yes, of course. Maray man natin ginaano.
Honorable
Hindi
Glyza.
discriminate.
Thank you.
All deserve to be served.
Ikan client ba, makapira po ba hira pwede makaaron assistance?
That's a good question. Based at aton existing ordinance, we can only provide one time in every quarter. Because sadto say there are talaga perennial clients nga bisan na makaraya, makadila gihapaat. So kami natitigam na nitnam kay we have a logbook it aton mga clients. Natitigam na talaga nam nga bisan guruguti la nga akos makadidadaman. Di pa damit naruregiti bahit purely nga medisina nga i-refer. May da didar itsyo, may da sugad lain. Kay danay karegit ni right cash. So,
Answer kasi it will affect ito na apan suma ito na fund. Let
No.
us say napulo kami nga naghatag in 500 and the recommendation was only 4,000.
Yes.
So, lilis naman ito, may kina-account pa ito. So, there will be disparity on our accounting.
No,
Oo.
I guess it's just a simple mathematics lang. No, it's just a simple mathematics, Honorable Arago. Pag sobra na, di rin nagkakarauton. Ang pondo, ibabalik.
actually,
Hindi, ibabalik ka na eh. Kaya mo man kami nga naghatag.
Kung hinon last nga naghahatag, siguro.
That is what I want to clarify. Kasi it will affect on our rundown dito naman na pundo.
Anyway, sige, regarding that into details, kay mag-iinihan kita hining pagdamong istorya, we will just invite kanamo pa taton speakers eh. Yes, go ahead, Honorable.
Nagkuha kami ng ordinance ito. Dida, ano pundo, makukuha kunta, igin nga anong pundo naman, grants and donation, kadida man kami tahatag. Imbis na 500, magwaarag mo kami 500, 1,000. Nag-imin ordinansa, makahatag kami, allow kami paghataghin 20,000 para makabulig ito ng mga nanginginanglan. So kung ang kangina nakabate ako kung correct me if I'm wrong, nasiring ka nga nagkaka-problema ang budget. When in fact, all of us, the member of the Sangguniang Panlungsod, may da pundo itong grants and donation. Stated ito ni Deheton, MOA. So kung susumaan, ito niya 30,000, makahatag 30,000 niya sa nga
20.
nga kliyente, hitakon office, ito na bulan, kaya. Kung na siya itong problema.
Thank you very much. Siguro hagtulat nga time kay kuamat pa-end na anon and end of the year budget kami at nagkuan kan Ma'am Alice ngan ko if we can provide based na ito na aton existing ordinance.
So,
ang maximum amount.
Kaya di naman ended ko, makakahatag na kami.
Opo.
Okay.
Okay, so ma'am, Morena, thank you.
So, thank you very much for this privilege
next
to
speaker.
present our programs and services. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Ano yun here? Suggest nga, limit it aton questions, one laanay per member. If we have further questions, we can invite our resource persons anytime naman. So for the purposes nga makapag-report siya namin, nahin kung ano man, sorry, limit our questions into one question lang.
John Adrianang, I'm the City Veterinary Office. City Veterinarian, the CBO. So, under my office kasi, yan ang year, I would like to report nga wala kita pagkandakin mass rabies vaccination because due to the budget cut of national wala kita katagihin vaccines. So I have many projects at hand, but I would like to present the most critical it akin yan na office kasi in support iton advocacy aton new mayor. So came up akin plan. Actually this plan was I proposed this like 6 years ago. Nakaykay ko la. But I was proposing this a long time ago. So because of budget, di natagan yung budget, so di rin na-realize. So I hope this year or next year ma-realize niyo yung mga So I called it the Project RED, Rural Enterprise Development. So ang target natin ngayon is to change the mindset itatong mga farmers to be an entrepreneur. Kasi ang una is we dole out something na diri ni rababaydan na ginawa diri nagsasuccessful ang ating program like ang unang dispersal. May mga grant ng mga karabaw dole out la hatag la era. After a few years diri nagsasucceed, nawawala ang karabaw, namamatay or pagpapatron giniihaw nera. So damo lang nera mga rason. Well, in fact ini ating project is may liability aton mga farmers. So ipapautang ta era at zero interest nga kuan nga scheme. So as you can see, yakan kuan is kinhimo ko when the city of Borongan naging bago nga city. Kasi yan Borongan is a agricultural city. We rely on fishing and coconut. Kaya na barato iton lukad. So everyone is diri na naglulukad, so they go to other enterprise. So like farming. Pero as of now, damo yan na iton hindrance para mag-succeed iton farming. So we have 61 barangays, itatang target is 22. So loan-based niya, zero interest, nagkonsulta kan mayor if ang diya karuyag. So saying ko, if you want to loan them zero interest rate mo pay kasi that city is wari mawawara haton, but may da risk gihap nga guti inflation rate aton kalaban. So this is to generate additional income to low income families, to provide opportunities to farmers to engage in livestock project kasi 80% aton livestock din is sourced out from other regions. We don't produce our meat in Borongan, we acquire livestock from other areas. So back yan. So this is to improve the conditions of low-income families also and the objective of food security. Next slide. So here the target is very technical. We will conduct training to all the recipient. Diri la tatagan ritso tapos bababayan nala. So the target here is to educate them technical know-hows on how to raise. I have a team of doctors na tutuloy takan bagong veterinarians which can help me very much with akan program. So as I've said, zero interest loan. So evaluation and monitoring shall be the responsibility of my office. So ikamit mag-monitor itong mga hayop, and we are conducting a profile itong mga farmers. So diri kami basta mahatag kung like this yan una kasi hasang Gabriel mabagsak kami karabaw. Right now iba tamong approach. We will conduct a farmer profiling kung tira karuyag kasi pag diri nila karuyag tagan lang ni mera digyat magsasucceed. So specific livestock production should be identified in each barangay. So i-identify na kung tira karuyag. As of now 10 ita maging target yan ang barangay. So input requirements, conduct trainings on household beneficiaries on all barangays in the city, and so the farmers, on the other hand, will have their all-weather housing. Kumbaga iproprovide na mera ira counterpart housing hiton hayop nga hatag ng hayera or pautang hayera. So next. So period implementation, so project component August 1. So trainings August 1, so monitoring and evaluation September 2019, July 2022 or onwards. So next slide. So, expected output, farmers beneficiaries will adopt new technologies and innovations in livestock management and implementation in innovations in breeding, feeding, and animal health management. Kasi damo yan at mga bago nga mga technologies that we can apply compared to like 6 years ago. So, here, kasi una, we have overproductions of livestock. Let's say may mga chickens and eggs. So the LGUs of Borongan will provide assistance in marketing their products. Let's say kung wala na nila mababaligyan, we will provide the marketing outside Borongan kung nag-oversupply naman kita. So next slide. So the direct partner beneficiaries of the project are identified farmers who are willing to enter the agreement with LGUs. So this is a counterpart-driven agreement should be in place with beneficiaries that provide proof of care, itira capability to maintain production iton hayop. So the implementation of rural enterprise is the responsibility of the CBO and Office of the Mayor. Next slide. So this is our project management structure. So in a very rough estimate lain, kasi if you are willing to finish the project in 3 years or 4 years time, so we're gonna need funds to train them. Kasi ano na train. So yan na tatagan tayo yung kit on how to take care of the animals. Next. So this one, I have two options in mind. If we give them cash to buy the livestock, or hikita mismo magproduce, reproduce the animals, and we give higher right on mga. But this is an expensive project kasi if we gonna buy some good materials outside, mahal kasi. Like goat right now will cost 550,000 each. So hikita magproduce, ihatag tayo pwede naman. Or kung mas madali atin production, hikita mismo hikita mapalit, ihatag tayo sa era. Or we're gonna breed the animals. So this is 4 years or 5 years nga target. So we're gonna spend like 4 or 3 million each year nga ipapautang sa era. Next. So this one is a Hubbard breed. Pwede tayo cross with atin mga native chickens. Next. This one. So na-ilubherit oran, naka-inherit grass, pwede herit nga lukad, nga kinagod. O gimasyas, pwede lahiya. Pero iya imili, so this one is pwede ta makross aton mga native chickens. This one is a Rhode Island Red. Dako hiya 3 kilos, pwede hiya maggunay. So pwede ta ma-market. So this one, the other one is the native pigs. The native pigs is diri ta hiya ima-market as ton mga 80 kilos nga target. At ang target is the lechon size kasi mas marketable hiya. Next, this one is a boar female. This is adaptable to our weather conditions here in Borongan. Meat and goat type naman hiya, but in Borongan diri kita naka-hit goat. So it ating target is outside Eastern Samar itatin kuan. Pwede naman hiya milk type. So these are the target breed of goats nga akong target if willing kung may data budget. Willing ni pwede tayo i-breed din sa Borongan. So, pwede tayo disperse mga livestock producers. So, this one, the Carabao, this is a long-term project. Mas maiiya ito ang output kasi once a year lang ang anak. So, 12 months itiya, maiiya itiya production. Not unlike hit goats, in 1 year, pwede ka mag-produce in twice or pwede pa mga anak in twins. So that's all. Thank you very much.
I'd like to ask, why is it that your targeted barangay is only 22 out of 61, and what is the standard or qualification as to how you chose these 22 barangays?
Yes, kasi kagawad, because other barangays are in the city, like the barangay A, so dire daman farmers. So gin target la naman dito. ang mga harayo which can produce grass for grazing. Pero diri nam gin ko kuan, diri nam gin lilimit. Dito gin target la nam. So anyone is welcome to venture agriculture bisan. And as ginto kang kami nagpo-profiling kami na which farmers would be capable to makatagamtami nga project.
Honorable Suyat.
Actually, thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I am impressed by this program. Kasi considering that 80% of our livestock sourced out tangayan. So that is one of my campaign. How we can address the uncontrollable price mga kuha ng merkado. Usa ito ngan pagbuli kita at local market. May ko sunod ko nga pagiana kay may nataba din niya city pasture land nga pwede niyo dito pag pilot ko kan may area din eh kato talalit ang mga livestock karabaw, baka, goat may tanong ba?
Yes, we have one in Pipilitan, but small area, mga 3,000 square meter, but kung makaka-acquire kita in bago-bago nga kuan pwede.
I think you should suggest to the office of the mayor, especially now that we will be crafting the AIP and we will be crafting the annual budget. Ibutang dito yung proposal. Mag-purchase dapat kita itong, dapat may additional pa itong city nga pagbubutangan mo iton. Kasi maya kung maupay ko yun nga programa. Kung naagad, iupay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Honorable Kurt Trinity first and then Honorable Magakay.
Doc, my only concern is kanina na yakanim nga we cannot deny the fact na I know na may niyo assessment hit profiling hit mga farmers or whoever. How can you control na diri iton utrom hitatapo bisan pa nga you already pick the right person or the right farmer na hirat pwede magkuhan tapos di ba? How can you control na yung
in sign here in contract that in case what happens to the animals mabayad dira
okay.
So may data contract agreement.
Dapat may collateral.
May collateral.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I have one last question. Kanina naman Doc na sabi niyo nga you will provide the housing
Counterpart of the farmer iti housing na hiyanit magpo-provided housing.
Okay. So thank you for the clarification.
Honorable Magakay.
Mr. Presiding Officer, thank you. Doc, kuan lang kung taano, pagdugtong ko lang, how can we maybe sustainable itaton mga agricultures kasi na-obserbaran ko like nga sinil nga kanina nga nag-oversupply nag-over kuan ba mga production din yung baktin. So ano daw lang atat pwede may buli ka era nga kapunta diri hira mahulop pagtataman kasi dat nga problema ta din it feeds napon lang kita kuan hindi nga mga commercials para masuportahan ta ba kasi may dadino ka kanan kuan Mr. Bakilod Jojo kay may ida po na iya nagkukuan nga ni sumulod panhimo iton paghimo ito bumba
feed mill may data actually feed mill is it atan kasi concern as feed mill it atan raw materials you should have corn so you can sustain feed mill kasi the number one component of feeds is corn but Borongan is not a corn producing but paro lagya mapalit lagya kita from other regions ng corn and one totoy nat is the target right now is if may the oversupply hit at and meat we can provide help to market the outside but right now diri kita undersupply kita kasi itatong paglawangan niya na is undersupply kita hit pork undersupply kita hit karabaw
diri mga ni perming oversupply may dagyap mga kwan seasonal seasonal may dagyap panahon nga nagkukulang kita supply
Honorable SK Federation first, and then Honorable.
Good
Suya.
morning, Doc. Mentioning, anatan poblasyon barangays, parang it's almost impossible for them to participate or join in this project. But may I suggest or may I say something lang about how about we could provide them an area where they could kung diin maaataman nito era mga alagang hayop kung halimbawa man matumanin nga venture tapos dito nila alagaan then provided by the city or using the city's property like in Pipilitan that you have mentioned earlier.
Kagapropose akin na if we can have a breeding center which the people can go there and see what's the new technologies nga era ma-apply. Impropose ko it sana matangan nakin budget para mapakita ko era nga asit this is how we do it. Asit sakto nga pagkataman hit goat, baktin, hit chicken para maaram hera kung paano hera magwan. As of now asit akin focus kasi that one is kulang kita in area.
Yes. Para naman maka-participate gyud pero not only those barangays which has parang rice land or hadluag nga mga tuna para maka-participate.
Okay. So, Honorable Suyet, to what
Thank
next
you.
question?
May na pa?
Okay na? Sige.
Sige.
Ikaw lang. Okay, last round. Questions.
Proposal ko pala yan na. Manog din na.
Pakiulit mic. Pakiulit mic.
Gawas itong. Itong panatukan mga
Straight.
Straight dogs.
sige po.
Yes, we're still operating right now, but yan na kasi nanganakit pa natin dog pound was mga casual employee la. So yan na, nag-request pala kan mayor if ma-continue ang memorandum han atin one. Tapos I am asking the body konta nga if we can amend the ordinance nga pamahal-mahalin ta naman la itong penalty. Yeah, manog din sige pa yan but actually last week nag-operation pa. But itakang problema is wala na nalulubangan. Nagpanakan engineer nagdaan diri kami allowed dito maglubang ha dump site. Yan wala na ako ngay pag-uukad nam dito may da pa nakukuhan. So wala nam area pag
So last round of questioning, Honorable Suyet first and then Honorable correct. Ore pa. Oh sige, ikaw lang Emmanuel ore po ngayon. Sorry.
Kangahulugan nga adet balay hinihigdan. Ito na aton nagbabaksin may access. A group of people from the DA o taken siguro ayo magbabaksin ko hera. Hay nito yun daw siya pagbabaksinan and ubos man astrido siya. Kaya siguro paper lang ang balay by hinigdan. So para hindi
very attainable at 70%. Yes, that's our major problem kay diri man mga responsible pet owners it iba nga po.
So nagiging kuwanin yung programa and we have to solve that. We will be very cooperative with you, Ainsya.
Yes. So, Honorable Suyet.
In relation to that question, I suggest that you ask for assistance from barangays. Dapat yung barangays mag-craft ng mga ordinansa para in support of that program. Kasi kung hitigang na talaga yung...
Dili nang kaya kung kami la. Kasi 61 barangays, di na makakaya pa kasi takang dog catcher, duwala. So, tapos tak vaccinator duwa.
Itatin mga moods na mahit pag-terminate yung mga kayaman. Kung ano kasi mamamahal siguro kung medisina, di ba? Tag-pera lay tayo, papalitan mo lang 200, anong medisina, pero ito.
But I suggest, Torne, is we make ordinance na maging responsible it mga owners for their dogs. Kung hihigtan, may penalty. Kung di na hihigtan, pwede na madamay.
We can talk about it. I am the chairman of the committee on although that is agriculture. Para kung ano yung mga suggestion, we can amend that ordinance as soon as possible. And with respect to your flagship program, I appreciate that you come up with that program kasi I think that is viable and that is doable nga kapag pinangunit livestock kasi dependent it is ito at Boronganons puro siton livestock products kada adlaw mga 3 times a day kung 80% in that one there is no possible scenario wherein there will be an occurrence of oversupply kasi 80% yan puro mga gawas itatin nala i-strengthen natin yan tapos i-recommend good nga may either kada barangay or mag-cluster it barangay nga may nira pasture land nga ato ito problema talaga ito kasi mag-imog ito sa LUP if DENR or Department of Agrarian Reform may nira ceiling kung pira dapat at i-reclassify nga mga agricultural land asya pa itatit problema kasi gutila dapat kay para di ko maapektuhan itatin rice production kasi tira daw maninigo kasi tatang mahigin kikinuan ko anan kasi ako kariyag ko talaga ito ng programa.
Thank you, Attorney.
So, any questions, comments from other members? So there being none, so Doc, thank you very much.
You.
We are in Public Market and Slaughterhouse Officer. You have the floor.
Honorable Vice Mayor Emmanuel Sonco, good afternoon. SP members, honorable SP members, good afternoon po hayo nga tanan. Narrative report tala po kay City Public Market udog wara na mga kuan palain it's only my 8 days pag return back to office. Kumbaga to the office where I belong. So pagkadto ko grabe wara bisan bisan silhig hiyak ana malit. Gidadak kay ang problema pero di ako sumatit problema niya nalak tawagan nalak niyo please kaya kit pagsusumat maktanan nga problema. Okay. Ay nga ito ko to inform everyone iton City Public Market has a total stalls of 252 and occupied is 222 and vacancy is 27. Out of the 252, 3 stalls are being occupied as 4-piece office. So at the dried fish section we have no vacancy. Sari-sari store section we have 33 stalls and no vacancy. Garment sections as of now in nga tanan niya declared as vacant pero ipinagamit po ang 3 stalls han 4-piece. Dilakin maaram kung anon era conditions pero may dito office which needs to be kailangan hibay da legislation kay mawaray pa i-amend iton kuan anay unina nala itkan fish section 36 iton stalls 35 occupied we have 1 vacant. Meat section 23 are occupied 1 vacant. Fruits and vegetable sections we have at the building 4 44 40 are occupied 4 are vacant. Carinderia section, this is considered as BOT A. No. Grocery section, former Carinderia, converted to grocery section. Pero in nga ni conversion, wala pa legislation. So, 4, waray vacancy. Grocery section, 6, waray vacancy. Fruits and vegetables, building 7, 44, 33 are occupied, 11 iton vacancy. Building A, sari-sari store, former inhiyang in convert to Carinderia section, waray po vacancy. Building B, sari-sari store, former naman hiyang fruits and vegetable, gin convert ay waray niya vacancy. Root crops, waray vacancy. Temporary building palitit category dito hitulad tong area nga luyo. So, waray po vacancy, all are occupied. So, itaan-amon po, main concern, hiton amon opisina yan pagkadto ko, may dali, and the new building which has been accepted by the GSO, in nga, wara po niya, Silgate, nga nagko-complain anong stall owners nga rampant and pangawat, tapos gihuhugawi, darakay, open malahiya. So, ma-request po kami for kanan upat pong steel gate entrance sa new building. Repair of vacant space under stairs of the new building to be made available as stock room for the cleaning equipments, materials of the utility members of the city public markets and its surroundings. Kasi po inhiya nga building, dito po hitkuan, aragian, binalik nila nga to, wara laga pinhiya katratar. Pagkasi ini pag-akseptara hinamon nga building, diri kasi kami ang nag-accept, dapat kunta ang nag-accept hini, dito mismo ha merkado ha office, di kasi kami maaram kung yung nag-accept hin, basta iging sugad na lita nga, okay na kunit nga building, which is damaan mga deficiency, damaan mga kulang. So asyent amon inaaro kunta. Tapos cementing of the entire area around the city public market office, installation of roll-ups to serve as protection for the glass window at the extension office of the city public market. So we also need janitorial supplies. Wala po dida, ipapaliwat ko na lait. Damo, lack of janitorial supplies, materials, and equipments. So it amon ko naman request for the amendments, revision of ordinances. Revision amendments of ordinance number 16A series of 2004 kay ihay na po inhiya kan time pa nga ni Honorable Aragohan Mayor Paya refers to the ordinance amending the municipal ordinance number 16 series of 2004 by deregulating the price of chicken and reducing the new adjusted price of beef, cara beef, pork, and other parts thereof. And this number 2, number 63. Ordinance number 63, series of 2008, refers to an ordinance fixing a new selling price of fish per kilo sold at the Borongan public market. Meron po din research. Aaroan na lang po ito ang ira result, ang ira research, ang pag-pricing ng iba-iba nga mga lugar, isasabit po ng hiton committee, hit market. Number 3, number 25, series of 1992, referring to an ordinance fixing the rentals of store spaces and stalls at the new Borongan supermarket. Recent kad nga ninhiya ay 1992 pa mga inahinhiya, so kailangan na po i-amend. Kay parang gibabaratuhin na kasi, diri nahiya ko ano yan nga time. Number 26A, series of 1992, refers to providing the procedure for the award to qualified leases in the new Borongan supermarket and at the same time the calculation of the advanced rentals of stores and stalls. Number 5 po iton, asya na po inaksisiri nga kasi ang garment section ito new building waray na po hinya occupants igin wave na nira nga tanan wara nira pag-renew dara kay darang kataas waray na palit dito, so vacant talaga itiya dito. Ma-request la po kami itong legislation nga i-convert ito nga building nga garment section into office space for rent to generate more income. At the same time, to include the formulation of lease of contract. Ano po? Itamon po opisina is an income generating department. So we are collecting revenues. And especially also, na-observe po kami hiton, nag-observe po kami hiton by sa Borongan program in compliance to RA 9003. Ano? Asyala po. Mayroon po concerned amon office na request la po kami hin manpower. Actually, I already have submitted to the Honorable Vice Mayor. We're requesting for an additional utility workers. No need for an office workers. We need more utility workers. Kay kuanggod kami dito, grabe. Pero yan na kayo nga, may namanggad improvement, tikangan akong pagbalik. Tapos, at i-importante nga akong message, please support the city public market office. Labi na iton committee, iton market, kung natagad kay giihay na talaga itong mga ordinances dito. Para iton nga mga presyo, nga permi na lakitagin, lilinay bakit itong bugwas nga publiko, mag-iba na manggad. Ano? Asyala po it. May ako nga ni additional information, ihahatag ko nila po haeyo.
Our escape.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Ma'am, question ko la. Upod man, imo man daman slaughterhouse, right?
Actually, slaughterhouse na fall night yan akan dokang. Na fall night yan akan dokang. It's slaughterhouse.
Okay, pwede, okay lang.
Follow-up question.
Sige.
Kasi right now, may da problem with regards to slaughterhouse, itira drainage system. Kasi, last basta this year nag-conduct ang DNR in
Survey.
search itong drainage system at slaughterhouse. Talaga nga, may dito part nga na diretsohit salog. So, I suggest nga we look into it also.
Actually, kakulop, may nag-inspection dito nga taga City Engineering o IC Adehiya, dito sa City Engineering Office. Gin-inspect niya nga tanan na ng concern involving engineering projects, ginsubat na maya, including na ito nga mga, drainage. Kay actually yan na talaga aada pa nga ni na ilinuluyan nga da iya na dipit na kukuha nga ni nga tuna gihait sana talaga na consult gad-anay kung magtatrabaho dito na consult gad-anay kung hinit end user. And kung pwede la po may tangani mga inframerkado kung pwede po iton end user iton taga merkado mangga diri taga iba nga departamento kay di man hiram-armit amon mga concerns dito. Itama la asyalit aton buhaton. Asya la iton itak masisiring.
Si Honorable SK Federated President Lani Anaktan and Honorable Arago.
Thank you, Mr. Slaughterhouse. But kay nakapaglibot ka naman siguro po na merkado karikula po ipakiana if functioning pa po ba naton weighing scale ditohan kanan baboy?
Yeah, okay. Dito ka ng baboy, diri na. Pero reported na itnam nga dapat ginporsisan natin bago. Maiha na nga panahon, binalik, wara lagap ngayon hinanabo. Pero itatan weighing scale itong kanang timbangan ng bayan, may data na po ditit front, may tapo ditit loyo. Functional it duduha. Per kilo lang, diri pwede ka ng baboy nga whole.
It's okay. Honorable Arago, you have the floor.
Public market. First, itong sanitation.
Opo. Yes, sir.
Hakan observation, itong public toilet diri na operate. Maiha na. For several years now, I think. Kaya nung diri na.
Iya na, may ada bago nga gin-construct, pero wala pa hamig turnover. So, gin-inspecto ka kulop, di ko pa pwede ipagamit, kay wala pa man i-turnover haamon. Gin-inspect ko na okay na, pero wala lagyap mga equipment, so mga balde, mga hygiene, mga kuandida, panlinis, it mga utility, wala pa. I-turnover pala ko nunira, upod hiton nga new adjustment nga amon nga adjusted nga amon ko an office, adjacent nga office, upod nga ang kuno iton nga CR. Ginupay nira total reconstruction kuan nga nit ada construction it dire let repair. Andaan an imo pa time ginreba ginbalyuan nira pero wala laki kadi mawar di nakatupahan pagtikang ka kun nakatok tine-check ko talaga kung ira gin konditan ilarum. Pero ada na.
Itong nga public comfort rooms nga ada may paradahan tricycle. Dako man ito daan comfort room nga maiha na oray ka gagamit.
Nga panakad to pa kanwara pak ni reg papadetail nga diha ko cooperative. Functional adto, dinalak maaram yan kun upod na gin functional at hiya kapinagamit ko na nga ni at pero di rin nalakyan na maram ko na function pa it.
Ay dako ito.
Oo.
Why
dako talakit gidakit nga bulig.
Why new comfort room nga aada indaka nga haluag. Diri la functional kay mga barado.
Kasi ang dito nga comfort room kuno nga dito nga dapat may terminal kanan mga manarakay, mga tricycle drivers. Andi di naman han aton hang kanan merkado an old nga CR asyet nga raging bago kay para na hiton mga maralit kahan mga stall owners kay nagrereklamo man hira wara nira iniihian mga stall owners kuno kami nan mamayad kami kay ano nga di kami gin kuko atatagan hin comfort room kay nakadtula hiraan ira restroom nakadtula ira terminal pinanaharayuan hira
Gin ano naman ato old nga oray papangsyon oray la
ginruba man
ginruba
oo
mga tricycle
adto na gin-repair na itiya. Functional na kung itiya na. Ambot kung ira pa itiragin man tirag kasi I think gin-turn over it ng mga tuwa terminal. Himiser maning it unin it masagbang.
I think so nga ito nga portion ito nga comfort room nagagamit at ito na kay hindi ang suhila gihap along the fence.
Pakiwari ko kay kuan nga nagparang nga ni naglilikhiya hanakad to nga niya pirmi akit hayra nagre-remind. Wara man di man wara man kami kukuan ni waray man kami ano bubuligi, waray man support. In short, waray support nga to.
Okay, last question. The Honorable Scotto.
In relation itong sanitation, pag taga-basura dida, kay danay nitutumong pa naman hin tabo, matanandaman pagkaan, danay ibabaho ano daw lang ang solusyon ito? Akin ginagkagalawan, kahit nung mga panganit na request, magbabudget makita, mag-request at merkado, kalugaringan lang ang garbage truck, bisan minibat garbage truck na mag-iintindi lang itong basura at merkado.
Actually, sir, antes ka na mala gumawas, ibibilin, pag-request gadaan kita yung garbage truck para wala ta maging problema hit aton mga kuanhan din na merkado garbage. Wala mit ikatuha amon, di nga ni kami paano status siya na kunahain ni siya mamutang. Pinalit na, maaramak nga pinalit na, pero wala like turnover nga tuha amon. Pero intended at para ka merkado.
Waray yan, hain tiyan na.
Di nga ni kami maarang kunahain. Pinakiana kami, pagtagtagto ko, kinukuha ko na. Hain naman na namon garbage truck, kay may damat request sa merkado. Aadi ko no, pinagagamit lanay ka ng kabugusan. Sugad ko naman, anong kabugusan, di ako nakakaintindi. Kadto nga na truck, amon maat kanan merkado maat dapat ikinakan himagadlaan ni yuha amon por respeto asya nagadla.
Siguro mga previous ng mga city councilors ninunun pa naman kaya kita nang kuanit yung magkamay-ara ito kalugaring na-purchase nga ni pero asya lang kay kulang kita ang kuan din niya kuan parang ginamit ang kaya anak at punta ko para dito mga merkado.
Anamang kunta intention kan siya, mabasurahan aga, mabasurahan ko para wala mahituturang mga basura, diri talaga magbabaho dito. So yun na, naghimo na lang kami ng bago nga policy, office nga, istol mo, lugar mo, linis mo, basura mo, labog mo. Now may danam alutid nga time, kung basura na, diri nira ikakatuit ira mga basura.
Siguro proper way is to course that through imo immediate superior which is the mayor.
We already have done.
So regarding itong imong offense, ano pat nga request for additional employee, dili kami makakabaton largo. Kay it proper nga paagi is through the mayor, imong immediate superior, tapos nga dit legislation. Pero sir, regarding naman hanto nga mga kulang ordinance nga mga kinahanglan further legislation and revisions, we will look into that. Aset nga sa ngaliwat ini nga kinahanglanan namon hibaro tikang mismo dito sa iyo. Kung ano mga kinahanglan review.
Sige, thank you sir. So, sir, anak kadla request po hanim office nga 3 utilities.
Exactly.
Pwede man po casual.
No, regarding naman ito kasi pang adlaw-adlaw, especially kay mga employee, dili ka mo pwede mag request directly nga diham for proper way la.
Okay.
Kumbaga, so through the mayor laan na kay di kita maaram bangin unay na may danay bubutang ni mayor magdodoroble.
Okay, sige, thank you. Kakulop kintagan kami na 9 watchmen. Okay na, anamon ka na maintenance of peace. Okay na. Thank you. So utility na let kulang.
Proper way lahat through core city o immediate superior task ma-request nga. So, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Miss Marisa Corin, you have the floor.
The tourism code. So may data tourism code, it needs to be amended already kasi 2012 pa hiya. There are some portions of that ordinance nga diri na-apply. Diri na-apply dinihiton aton yan na set up. And then an ordinance in the conservation of the Hamurawan Spring and other historical landmarks in Borongan City. This can be incorporated already siguro dito naton tourism code. Although all sites, all destinations in Borongan, iginsulid naman ni Vice Mayor Emmanuel, didahini nga tourism code. But again, pero we still need there are some amendments that should be done. Then, kasi may data mga ginpo-promote nga waray ibutang dida kasi bag-unam nga tourism product, the likes of Kamada Kayak Resort. Sangguniang resolution or similar issuance for the endorsement of the cultural properties of Borongan. Anak sinisring kanina nga amon data bank. Ano? One also indicator hiton SGLG, kami through the resolution made by the SB, magsusurat ngadto ha NCCA nga these are the cultural properties hiton Borongan. Irirehistro tahaya baguin hiya ang indicator hiton SGLG. So gihapon pwede i-fast track. Resolution lang naman hiya. And lastly, the creation of an ordinance in the operation of Kamada Kayak Resort. As siya naksising kanina, this is the new tourism product of the city of Borongan. Ato niya Kamada, pero diri pa niya talaga operational kay bago pa lang nga ginko construct, bago pa lang nga igin accept haton city government. May napagote nga arayoson dito, and currently dapat may data management plan gihapon kung paano tahiya dito igmamaneho. So that's all for the City Tourism Office.
Thank you. Remind the Tata members, we will just have one round of questioning para kita maka-accommodate Tata ni bang magpe-present pang resource person. So if you have any questions, please limit it, hit time.
So thank you for the very clear presentation and napakaklaro kung ano iyo need especially legislation. I have one question lang about an council, culture and arts. Is it a separate entity, tourism council? It's a separate layer.
Actually, as one already. Tourism, Culture and Arts Council as one already.
Your nomenclature
It is chaired by the city mayor. So in the sense nga we have a new mayor already, we have to reorganize our tourism council for arts.
Ako no, actually diri na tadakinhanglan kay parang ang nakabutang hat dito natin tourism code was diri man ang ngaran ng tao kung ang position man. So siguro ang nomenclature na laan
the one that we have used, the one that we are using hanamon is para SGLG was nakangaran niya, and then may diya bago nga issuance tika nga DOT hang composition and 60-40. 60 coming from the private sector and 40 coming from the government sector. So we really have to reorganize.
Mas ka na, Kurt?
Sige, go ahead. Pero I suggest na unahon natin kung ano urgent. Kay di ba may mo mga entitled na urgent na kuan kanina?
Siguro ang Habaybay Boulevard and Food Park because they are already operating.
Okay. And may I request na siguro next week we will be having our committee hearing. Probably Monday.
Sige.
Monday, we have a scheduled calibration, all the department heads, calibration of the DPCR for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Siguro in the afternoon because I am scheduled in the morning.
Sige po.
Afternoon.
Okay.
Conservation of Hamurawan Spring and other historical landmarks. First of all, nakikita ko itong Hamurawan Spring na makuri na mag-conserve, makuri na ma-improve because of the access. That's one thing. Di na nga kita, Bisat Wilbarro siguro rin na makakaagi. And how are you going to do it? How we are going to do it?
As far as I know, nagkamay-adahin kaso between Han family, Han Fuentes na Han city government. Correct me if I'm wrong with the department heads, parang naperdi kita. I don't know, diri pakit gito kay pero there is at least sa tabon office may na move pag rehabilitate kung ano't mabubuhat together with hadibang associations nga amo naka-istorya para ma-rehabilitate malinisan naman laanay pero kasi parang ongoing it nga case between iton city government nga ito nga family nila.
Kasi during my term time we were able to maintain the access road there on the basis that it was donated. It was lent. I think there was no, we cannot retrieve the donation papers to the Rosales term. Ang panahon pa ni Rosales. So, wala yung tira paglalabot ang Fuentes family. Up to the end of my term at least. Nagagamit ta natin fire truck, ang nga tanan nga mga Siguro yung turista, mga local at tigaramit, tagagamit na Murawan Spring. Nakakadto na sa sila four-wheel vehicle. Suddenly, nawara ito. Yeah, nawara. Siguro, ngayon liwat Panginoon ito natin legal department nga kung ayan, kaya ano, kung mariretrieve pa o ano. And another point nga landmark, Panginoon liwatan natin, itabaybay, St. Joseph and
Baluarte.
Yeah. Hindi nga duduha, I think, mga importante ni heritage at Borongan because they are centuries landmarks.
Oo, sige. We will, the committee, my office, and the SP committee, we will look on that.
Okay. So, any other questions from other members? Mike, please. Naka-off. Honorable Bagakay, please use the mic.
Landmarks din niya Borongan.
We have Datilang, Hamorawon, Baluarte dit may simbahan, Baluarte dit may St. Mary's, the Old Century Church dito Ando. Sabang, tawag haiyaan. Basta may dito. Pero, gin-work out net nang hiya kasi, gidako net akasya dito. Parang duduha nga akasya in one, nga ito nga building. Tapos, gin ka-istorya naman tag-iyak at Balogan. Parang diri hiya solve nga iko kasi city government.
And as far as Sabang is concerned?
Yes, opo.
But,
yes, go ahead. It's just short.
Follow up. As far as the Baluarte St. Joseph area is concerned, I have all the researches nga that lot belongs to the municipality of Borongan at that time. So there is no reason na direct ma-retrieve ito.
Okay, so siguro if from the Honorable Arago, if you have all the researches, documents, I guess you have to submit it to the LGU.
I may not have
so
that.
we can use
Maybe
it.
we can ask it from the assessor's office. Yeah.
Anyway, if kasi magkukuha kita oras, if we go into details with that, we will just contact you with committee meetings with the tourism.
SP committee.
Yes, go ahead, Honorable Kurt. Honorable Scotto.
Question laton yung historical landmarks. Mapakya na lahat. Itong DASA building is not included because I remember we put a marker.
Okay. Gin research nam dito ha, iya dida, ito niya landmark dida is, gin recognisar nga balay hiya hanaton local hero. Recognizing hanaton local hero. Actually, ang tourism office, nagimo kami tinatawag na mga tour package nga di unong ladin hinahan sawang. Gin kay istorya lang kasi ginaupod namin sa seminar hilay ni igin ko nat namiya kung po pwede a portion hiton nga balay ni Eugenio Daza bisala isa lang nga kwarto himuon na mala nga kutakon may makanhi ipapagdasig ta this is the ancestral house of Eugenio Daza yan ang mga gamit kung pwede la pero parang nasa tiya nga kakaistoryahan pa niya ang family kay para may daba may dapat talaga marigon nga natuyang hirap.
Random question lang. Are we properly funded by the city?
By the
city?
For the record, the City Tourism Office has a fund for the tourism, culture, and arts, 1.6 million. Pero, we have used it already during our charter day. Kasi lahat ng mga activities when it comes to LGU activities, di da kukuha ahiton City Tourism Office ng funding.
One last question, Mr. Presiding. I mean, this is not a question. Mr. Secretary, can I request a copy of the ordinance for Bye Boulevard food carts and also the tourism code of Borongan? So we can amend it during committee hearings.
Please take note. Further questions? We can invite our resource persons to a committee meeting or to other sessions. The Honorable Floor Leader.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I would like to call the City General Services Officer.
City General Services Officer. Sir.
Ito na the City General Services Office. Okay. When I look into the memorandum, I noticed nga itong inaariton council is to update you on the current programs, activities, and projects of the office. So as of this time, I look into the annual budget which has been approved by the city, approved by the mayor, including the members of the council, and I found out, based on the documents that I have earlier submitted or given to you, it enumerates only the personal services and secondly on the maintenance and other operating expenses. Notably, the other supply expenses amounted to 210 pesos, and then the repair and maintenance of motor vehicles 30,000 pesos, and the miscellaneous expenses 10,000 pesos. I brought these items to mention to you because the funding requirement is very much necessary in every department, especially when we talk on the programs, projects, and activities of the office. Because I think the current the intention of the former administration was centralized on terms of funding, and I believe that it is now right time for us to capacitate our departments, to provide them the necessary funding so that the departments can now execute by themselves those programs, activities, and projects that are necessary for the implementation of the city. So as iton, like for example, iton atin 10,000 pesos would not do enough for 1 year for the repair of the vehicles. You know that. Pipiret atin mga sarakyan niya na dinhi, I think may da ko backhoe, excavator, backhoe loader, may da ta pa self-loader, may da ta garbage truck nga I think uunam. So those items are not, those amount of money is not sufficient. So I just appeal to the members of the council to consider giving or empowering our departments as the alter ego of the local chief executive, because they are presumed to be expert on matters of their area, iton area their field. And then the City General Services Office, one of the functions that have been assigned to us by COA is to look into the local road network. If you can see, we are now starting to conduct inventory of the road construction projects of the city. So nga tanan nga project at city in terms of roads, when we speak of local road network, it also includes the pavements. Gini-inventaryo na ham. We are mandated to submit that to the COA. So this is a coordination with the City Engineering Office and the City Accounting Office. So I have now my own committee. They are now going down to the level, to the barangay. From time to time, they are conducting an inventory. So we coordinate also to the city engineering to identify the specific points of the project. Kung hayan ang starting point ng pagkalsada up to the end. Okay. And then secondly, we also maintain the report of supplies and materials issued every month. We furnish that to the City Accounting Office. This is very vital in a sense that the record of the Accounting Office and the City General Services Office should jibe. Kinahanglan kung ano itong record, and the record also, I maintain a property card in the same manner that the Accounting Office should also maintain a ledger card. Kinahanglan nagja-jibe kami because that is one of the findings of COA. Kay I think it is very vital, especially on the depreciation of the properties. Okay. Second, we also maintain an inventory of properties every year. I submit that to COA and the local chief executive, and then the repair and maintenance of the city government properties and vehicles. So when we speak of repair and maintenance, this include our buildings. Actually, trabaho ko talaga pag-maintain it atin food stalls that are being manned by the city tourism officer. Trabaho ko kunta iton. But with the very limited budget, I think from time to time I only write a letter to the local chief executive or the LCE for some concerns like the repair. Okay? And then second is the registration of vehicles. It is also my obligation to register our vehicles and the building. and also to submit our properties to the GSIS for insurance. Okay, lastly, and then the supply and property management system. My office, I am very thankful, now has a software, supply and property management software. So all our transactions pertaining to general services naagit akong software. Diri pwede mag-antedate. We cannot monopolize the record in my software. Okay? It's real time. Nakabutang dito when my officer logs in and logs out. Okay, nakabutang. It is very helpful to my department because every time I do a report, especially on inventory, I can just click it and then a summary of issuances in terms of properties and supplies are immediately displayed. So those are the notable items under the City General Services Office. So with that, I extend my sincerest gratitude, and rest assured, this coming budget year, I will now be incorporating those PAPs again, the projects, plans, and activities that are, I think, deemed it necessary in the implementation of the city, especially this coming 2020. So, dako na lang nga salamat.
So, garbage truck. Ipagkakainin na kanginan takal naman kanan market. May da dito garbage truck nga wara na dito era. Ipakya na wara kam di kay marunahin. Ada ba ito niya na na garbage truck?
Can I answer now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Honorable Iscuto. Okay, the recently purchased garbage truck actually was intended for the market. But we opted to make it available for the whole city, considering the drive, the mandate of the former administration. Kay ang atin kasi collection of garbage, diri kaya ang pipirma lang nga garbage truck. But ito nga garbage truck nga purchase was assigned giving priority sa market. After ha market pagkolekta, we will not park it but use it continuously for the rest of the day pag-collect. So it is there available. Okay, there is just an intended time for the collection in the market. Normally, it is early in the morning and late in the afternoon. So outside of that, nagko-kolekta heran iba-ibang lugar. Okay. I only maintain the vehicles as to their roadworthiness.
Okay, thank you.
And possible checkups.
So any questions, comments? There being none. So Mr. Ariel Cuna, thank you very much again for your cooperation, and rest assured at imo lack of budgets, we will really look into that because it is necessary for the proper pagpadalaga ng Tatang City. Yes, go ahead.
Nakakataglima ira ka trip kada adlaw. Compared han una, nakakatagduhal ako no. So, advantageous para era. Sige pa. Sige pa. Didahan na 2017, may ada na singaning ang taga-DOTR, Department of Transportation Central Office. Anera tuyo pag-check, pag-imbestigar han operation han mga bus terminal. Ini anera observation. Anaton terminal na napulo ang mga guards o watchmen divided into 3 shifts. Bali 24 hours, gintatagwalo-walo, 3 shifts. The terminal has no entrance barrier. Example iton, gate signage. No vehicle checkpoint, no perimeter fence. So the area can be easily accessed. Pero pagkaya na, papasalamat akan Honorable Abunda, kan Mayor Abunda, nga dito iton may salog, may net perimeter fence. It has information desk, no checking of passengers and baggage, no monitoring system, example CCTV in the facility. Hapag kaya na, last year igimbutag ang CCTV ma. So may adanet dito. Gidadako ang bulig hini nga CCTV kay hanani nagka-gurumok, nagsamok, may ada isa nga passenger nahulugan na niya walit. Nya nag-apilar naman, actually adlaw nakanto kabalay tinawagan na diretso kay opisina. Nya gin-review ang CCTV. Nakita kon hinuan pinurutan walit. Adto nga paragbalot nga nagbabalidya. Pinanawagan ko didan namon public address system waray. Hasta nga kintarhag ko ngay ka-report ya pulis asya nampag. Maluoy lang sila dan walit 11,000. Ibarayad niya hospital kay nakadto niya asawa. Bulig iton. May ada nawagan niya cellphone na bilin ditohan tricycle. Pag trace apahan CCTV, nakikilala ng body number ng tricycle, na-recover ang cellphone. 15,000 kuno ang worth. May ada naman ini nga mga office supplies, school supplies, iya pinan na-recover naman darala ito. Asya kung tayo titya na, ini an era observation. Iya din naman an mga recommendations. Physical barriers, kinanglan, access control points, wara, enough space for the security screening of passengers and baggage and separation of screened passengers and baggage from the unscreened ones, and security awareness seminar for terminal manager and personnel. Asya na nga nitig, propose ko, ito ang last. May ada ko proposal kunta nga itong terminal may ada entrance ngan exit point para ini nga mga SUV, mga private, di na magpakasilid. It masilid na lang ngadto iton mga di pasaheros na la. Katapos, didahiton ini, didahitaan amit pinaka-entrance, itong asya ni terminal ini mismo. Yaditi mga parkingan. Yan hinaman ang nagsinisiri nga entrance. Yato itong exit. Mahimula kitahin, balay-balay din hinguti ay guardhouse. Katapos, didahiton exit, aanhiin babayad, it nga tanan nga napila. Hapag kaya na, may arat mga dispatcher mismo, ito na resibo ayra. Kung nag-implementain, paggagawas nira, may aram hit nagsisiring-siring la, ini. Aanhin pagbayad nga tanan. Para maging medyo, mag-level up na kung atin, operation itong terminal. Nga tanan niya di pasaheros, mga passengers, aanhi obuso sila ditong minintrans. Kaya di, nasilid malay tricycle nga dito, susceptible kita hiton nga tanan niya mga magraat ituyo. Whereas kung naani ka sisilid, parparit na silid it muldi, ba mayada nga ngapkap, babae na kapkapit babae, lalaki. Kinahanglan may adat tayo doon. Kaya siring pa nag-inspection na sir, kaya nauso pa damat adtuan adtong bombahan na night market ha Davao. Hadto lahat ng simana at yung pagbisita nira binumbahan. So kinahanglan iragin intitikas gid nira nga magkamayada hin mga checkpoint, i-check it mga baggage labi na. Dida hit mga terminal number 1. Ang mga private terminals nga banbans wara nga nira, anira ang kanang gobyerno. Kaya asya kuno init number 1 nga target it mga diri mag-upay itong tuyo. Asya content nagkimpla plano kung pananglitan mahinayon. Itong tricycle terminal,
Mr. Presiding Officer.
Yes, go ahead.
Point of order, apologies, Sir Officer. We'd just like to add ask if that is already the last part of your report so that we can proceed with the other reports. We will call you and you will have your opportunity to detail to us all of the plans and the other issues on a committee hearing which will be called for by the proper committee.
Okay,
If there are any more, you
this
may...
is the last daw. Alam ko may ada pa na. Awara na. Asya natan last daw. Kanahuna naman ang kuan. Kung may ada kung ta mga pakiana, asya natan
Question?
planuhan. Diri na lugod din ang kalsada. Anan mamayad lugod ng terminal fee, wala na lugod pagpapaka bayad. Aw ngayon, may ada antis ko ngalintan. In nga ginadakaitak problema yan dito terminal. Kay tikanghan Sabado, wala ko na paraglinis dito. Kay tub man lahan June 30, anera memo. Hagamatural tikanghan July 1, nga dahan July 5, ginasto ka na kalugari nga nag-hire kindoha nga kababaynan kasi naglilinis. Niyan kay pagkasabado nga nakanura ko na kurata, inya tub na lang kamo niya nga Biyernes. Aset yan na inya mayada ko pa problema itong tubig pero nakukuha ni Mr. Kuna kay diretsok na paugo pa iya. Iyan na immediate nga kinahanglanan paraglinis kay nagbabaraho na kanina nga aga sinanganit ang problema na.
Sige. So, any other questions?
Ayun ang naman niya yung proposal ng kuhan, kung maalagad mait, may naman kita mga dispatchers, ticket checkers, ikakay may tira. Kayo isa naman lait, babaydan it paggawas. Ano tira magiging kuhan it lida?
Inya hiret mag-arrange itong schedule katapos adalah itong kuhan. Asalatan wawaraan hairaan pag-isyuhan na ticket.
Okay, so Honorable Soto.
Thank you, ma'am. Kangina, you're keep on appealing to us itong ordinansa. Ordinansa naman, anong problema pag-implement? Nag-a-appeal kami, mag-implement, executive or legislative?
The Honorable Floor Leader.
I would like to call in the City Budget Officer.
City Budget Officer.
Sonco, and the rest of the honorable members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod. I am representing the City Budget Office. I am your City Budget Officer at your service, Mrs. Maria Alicia Divora. I am here to present to you an update of the activities of the City Budget Office. But before that, I would like to enumerate to you the responsibilities of the City Budget Office in accordance with the provisions of the Local Government Code. These are the main responsibilities of the office. Number 1 is to review and consolidate the budget proposals of the different offices and departments of the city government. Number 2 is to assist the city mayor in the preparation of the budget and during budget hearings. And number 3, assist the Sanggunian in reviewing the approved budgets of 61 barangays of the city. I have here a table that will present to you the activities of the office. Activity of the office is the preparation for now, in 2019, the preparation of the 2020 annual budget. The sub-activity for this is the review and consolidation of the different budget proposals of the various offices and departments of the city government. So the timeline for this is after receipt of the budget proposals of the different departments, bar offices, which are due on July 15, 2019 by virtue of 2 written directives of the city mayor. Number 1 is Special Order Number JIDCA 0090719 dated July 8, 2019, requiring or directing all offices to submit the respective budget proposals on or before July 15 this year. And then another special order, JIDCA number 011-0719, dated July 8, 2019, addressed to the Finance Committee, composed of the Planning and Development Officer, the Budget Officer, and the Treasurer, to determine the estimates of income and budgetary ceilings on or before July 15, 2019. So when this budget, with the budget proposals of the different offices will be submitted to our office, that would be the time for us to consolidate, and after that we will submit the consolidated report to the local chief executive. And then another sub-activity under the preparation of the 2020 annual budget is to assist the city mayor in the preparation of the budget and during budget hearings. So, status as of July 9, 2019 is wala pa because the timeline for this is October 10, 2019. And then another activity of the office is to assist the Sangguniang in reviewing the approved budgets of the 61 barangays of the city. Timeline is within 60 days from receipt of the barangay budgets. So the status for this activity as of today, July 9, 2019, duly reviewed budget of 4 barangays, and then we have returned 24 budget to the concerned barangays for compliance of lacking requirements. And then we have in our office 17 barangay budget which are under review. And then special note is we have 16 barangays which have not yet submitted their 2019 annual budget. And then the problems met in the review is number 1, new sets of barangay officials. Number 2, no turnover of accountabilities between the incoming and outgoing officials. And number 3, the submitted budgets lack plans, resolutions, the ILG endorsement of the GAD plan and budget. So this constrained us in the due review of the budgets which were submitted to us by the different barangays. That's all. Thank you very much. If you have questions.
The Honorable Kainday.
Ma'am, I think we need to, but in a different meeting because we had our DALG orientation yesterday for 2 days, and this was one of the issues raised, which was I think we need to consolidate if they need to submit to you the budget immediately or with the Sangguniang first. But
na specific nga list ko nino anwaray papagpasa yung budget or hino pan
actually I have brought here a list of the barangays who have not yet submitted to our office.
May I have a copy na lang po?
Okay po, okay. We will submit it to your office.
Thank you.
And furnish copies again for your cooperation. So, Madam Floor Leader.
I would like to call in the City Accounting Officer.
City Accounting Officer. Ma'am Dayan.
And to all the members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod. My report here includes only the programs, projects, and activities which we have a problem. Kasi parang amula namon concerns. So number 1, one of our function is to prepare the financial statements of the 61 barangays. We have a problem compelling them to submit their financial statements. It is our goal to have 100% completion and submission of their financial statements to the COA every year. So we have our problems on this activity is the difficulty in compelling the barangay treasurers to submit their financial reports to the city accounting office, even after sending demand letters and constant texts and calls. Kasi we have their numbers ang mga treasurers. So, after formal communication, we send them text and calls. Our proposed solution for this ay number 2, Anay, no problem. We don't have the budget to conduct monitoring meetings with the barangay treasurers. Nga dapat may ada naman regular nga meetings para mapanginano it irang mga concerns, it irang mga difficulties, or may irang mga issues about han pag prepare han irang mga financial reports. Our proposed solution is number 1, to give recognition para maaghat hira, give recognition or monetary incentives to compliant barangays para makita ibang barangay nga dire na kaka-comply nga medyo may ada maupay nga mga incentives. Number 2 is we plan to conduct quarterly meetings to monitor their submissions and to identify issues nga na-encounter nila when it comes to preparation of their financial reports. The status of this is proposal pala nga to hit local chief executive. We are planning to propose hinhini nga mga nga amon na kikita nga solutions para syempre para taganhin budget. Number 2, actually these are all concerns. Number 2 is the expansion of the city accounting office. Dapat kasi kukuanit amon office na i-expand para may ada parahin additional nga mga technical people nga mga bulighaam, and also for our files nga nasa-submit pati na kasi it barangay nga na-submit nga diha amon. Also budget it proposed nga solutions, and the status is we are just planning to propose to the LCE because hanuna nagkuan nagad kami hit nakalabay nga administration pero siguro waray budget or waray location nga nakikita. So number 3, mahiunong han availment han mga salary loans. The creation of policies for loan availments of elected officials and permanent employees to avoid delayed or non-payment of loans. May ada iton. So our problem, number 1 is some employees do not have sufficient leave credits to cover up for their unpaid balances in case of unexpected termination from office. Number 2, delay in complying of employees or elected officials with the needed documents for processing of salaries. Hence, the delay in remittance of loan. Delay hit, pakaka-avail hit salary kay because dida man kami na deduct hit kanan i-remit. Actually, ini nga problema, napoproblema inam because hikamit ginsusaratan hit mga lending institutions, hit mga bangko nga sugad hit hikuan mawaray may ada mga arrears nga sugadhin, how many months nga waray waray niya payment. And number one nga kinikita namon is because delayed ang irasuhol, waray namon na dididakan, and waray mga leave credits kay pag-submit had HRM han ira mga DTR may mga kulang, so may ada waray na leave credits dapat maibanan ang ira salary han corresponding nga ira absence. So our proposed solution is to set the number of leave credits earned for all employees and elected officials as one requirement to avail the loans. Dire man kamihin nakakakuan because waray taman sinisirin nga balaod para makuan na ma-impose namon. Number 2, excuse me, to impose penalties on intentional delays of employees and elected officials to comply needed documents in the processing of their salaries. May da kasi mga empleyado nga damo unloan, waray na sinusuhol, so na huhubya na hitpag process ang iral salary. Waray naman nira man sa suhol. Amo it number 1 get here. So status hini nga amon proposed na solution, we are currently practicing it, but we need the legislation para mas mabaskog it amon pag implement. And for the imposition of penalties, proposal pala. So we need the support. Siguro kung okay ba it pag legislate hiunong hitan. Hinhini nga mga salary because we have to avoid the penalties for all remittances of employees, contributions or premiums to GSIS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig. Kasi nasukot na GSIS, PhilHealth, ngan Pag-ibig, han penalties and surcharges for delayed nga remittance. Actually, GSIS liwat is kinukurian kami as GSIS kay bisan kon early it amon remittance danay dire nira kinakarawat because dire nagtutugma it record here number of employees, may ada mga new, may ada mga nag-retire nga dire nagtutugma, so danay dire nira kinukuan. Even babalik ka amon, re-revise na naman namon kung ano ira karuyag asya iton nga danay may ada na nahibibilin naman iragin iimpusanhin surcharge and penalties. So it amon proposed solution is to impose penalties on intentional delays of employees and elected officials to comply needed documents in processing their salaries. Siguro pag kuan nam hit ira net take home pay, iibano na naman ira and supposed to be nga iibanon aw susukton hit hinhini nga mga GSIS, PhilHealth, ngan hin Pag-ibig. for proposal pala ito.
Sige lang.
Status. Number 5 nga amon concern in the office is to clean up all accounts, tracing of accounting records from present to prior years para ma-clean up ang mga beginning balances, ang mga actually nga tanan nga accounts kasi in line with and as mandated by the COA nga matuhay ba ang mga accounts. And also because we are proposing another program, the replacement of our current accounting system with a government accounting system, kay nagpropose that actually that is number 6. Nagpo-propose it COA nga na offer hira haaton or nga tanan met mga LGU gin o offera ni rahin electronic system for accounting.
Madagmit pa.
Yes, madagmit pa. So actually gin kuana na gin nag kuana kami kaulangan namhin mga we need additional staff with good analytical skills and innovation to help out on the clean up. May da nira kunta mga kuan ha computer as I at the same time accounting kuan hira.
Graduate.
So our status on this cleanup, we have started it already, siguro mga 2 years ago. Pero asya gihapit kay we have damo manit mga damo manit amon mga assignments sa opisina, damit mga iton nga dagmitay mga reports nga ginkuan haam ginaaro asya nga dire smooth it am kuan kay mga I have only 3 accountants in the office and usa on study leave. Kaulangan namhin damo. Actually, we are still going to propose that to the local chief executive nga mabuligan kami hiunong hiton liwat kay importante para haamon ngan para hit bugos nga aton LGU nga magkamayada kita hin system nga makakabulig ha aton on baga real time nga reports nga ma-generate. Actually, thank you.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I would like to call in the City Treasurer's Officer.
Pare pa, hinitada na lang eh. Ay, doktora na lang. Pare natin City Treasurer. Assessor.
I would like to call in the City Assessor's Officer.
Okay, so
Honorable Vice Mayor, Sir, good afternoon. To the Sangguniang Panlungsod members, Ma'am, Sir, good afternoon. I am Mansueto Tabinas, Assistant City Assessor. I am tasked by our City Assessor, Sir Tingquanico, who is on forced leave. So I am here to present to you our PPS. The Local Government Code of 1991 mandated the City Assessor under Section 212 the preparation of schedule of fair market values. Before any general revision of property assessment is made pursuant to the provision of this title, there shall be prepared a schedule of fair market values by the provincial, city, and the municipal assessors of the municipalities within the metropolitan Manila area for the different classes of real property situated in the respective local government units for enactment by ordinance of Sangguniang concerned. The schedule of fair market values shall be published in a newspaper of general circulation in the province, city, or municipal concerned, or in the absence thereof shall be posted in the provincial capital, city, or municipal hall, and in 2 other conspicuous public places therein. A general revision of real property assessment shall be considered completed after all the fieldwork in the municipality, province, or city had been completed and corresponding field appraisal and assessment sheets of all properties have been prepared and duly approved and recorded in the records of assessments. Subsequently, written notice of revised assessments shall be sent to real property owners. We have appraisal and assessment calendar. For the purpose of general revision of real property assessments, the appraisal and assessment process and its component activities shall be governed by the calendar herein prescribed as follows: the activity, the LGU officials concerned, and the period. Number 1, acceptance of sworn statements declaring the true value of real property to be filed by real property owners or administrators. Period, January 1 to 30 of the first year. Second, analysis of data that have been gathered and preparation of the preliminary schedule of fair market values. Period, July 1 to September 30 of the first year. Number 3, preparation of final schedule of fair market values that is not later than October 15 of the first year. Number 4, submission of the schedule of fair market values to the Sangguniang concerned and conduct public hearings. Period, not later than October 30 of the first year. Number 5, enactment of ordinance adopting the schedule of fair market values, not later than January 31 of the first year. Number 6, publication of the schedules in the newspaper of general circulation in the locality or posting in the provincial capital, city, or municipal hall, and in 2 other conspicuous public places, not later than February 28 of the second year. Number 7, preparation of field appraisal and assessment sheets, tax declarations, and notices of assessment, and mailing or delivering of said notices to property owners, not later than September 31 of the second year. Number 8, preparations of assessment rolls and the copies thereof sent to provincial, city, and municipal treasurers. Period, not later than November 30 of the second year. Number 9, effectivity of the revised real property assessment, not later than January 1st of the third year. Your Honors, the office had already submitted the proposed schedule of market values for different classes of real properties in the city of Borongan. We already have certification from the Bureau of Local Government Finance through the director that we have complied with all the requirements. We also submitted file copies to City Mayor Maria Fiabunda, that was dated September 18, 2018, and the rest of the Sangguniang Panlungsod members last year. So that's it. Thank you.
Difficulty, nagka-problema na atong projector nga aton computer. So waray pa kapag-report. Madam Floor Leader.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that we dispense with the calling of the department heads in aid of legislation, and as such, consequently, I also move for the lifting of the suspension of the internal rules of procedure so that we can proceed with our formal session.
Second.
Are there any objections? There comments? Discussions? There being none, the temporary suspension of our internal rules is hereby lifted. Madam Floor Leader.
Mr. Presiding Officer, earlier this morning, we were given an urgent letter from our Office of the City Mayor giving a proposal for an ordinance establishing an inclusive free basic medicines assistance program in Borongan City, providing funds therefore and for other purposes. I move that we include this in our order of business as this is an urgent matter.
Yes, go ahead. What is your point of order, Honorable Scotto?
We have already approved our order of business today, and this matter is not included in our order of business.
Yes, go ahead. The Honorable Suyot.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Actually, the order of business is approved by this august body can be amended at any time, again, by the same Sangguniang, by the same august body.
Yes,
So if there is a motion from the floor leader to amend,
include,
that's all right.
That's all right. I agree with, I have to be unbiased nga. So is there a second to the motion? There is an objection? So therefore we have to divide the house.
Is that an objection?
He was objecting.
I have a motion. I move this matter will be tackled for our next session so that we can...
No, kasi isa sila. There was a motion
point
by...
of order.
Yes.
There is a pending motion from
exactly. I was just...
floor leader.
There was a motion by the majority floor leader, duly seconded by Honorable Suyot, and there was a objection by the Honorable Scotto. So that's why we have to divide the house. Okay? So those who are in favor that we include the proposed ordinance by the city mayor, which has a certification of urgency, please raise your right hand. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Secretary, can you please count? So those who are not in favor of including the proposed ordinance, 1. So the majority voted that we include the proposed ordinance to the order of business. Yes, go ahead. Please use the mic.
I am not against this program. This is very good program for our constituents. But in my understanding, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. If we already approve the order of business, I think we cannot, in my opinion only,
Yes.
we cannot break this rule. It's already approved by the body. Makukuha line bisan na ano nga mga i-insert, magiging president ini, bisan na ano nga may insert, atin itatakal na rito na makuha na pwede tangayan i-break through voting. Ini tatin pag-connect order of business. Permado itong noted name, Vice Mayor, permado Chairman Committee on Laws and Rules. Akin ito opinion, I'm not a lawyer.
Yes, thank you.
This is a very good program. Anyway, we can tackle this in the next session. In next session, I will not object because this is good, and we will read this.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you,
then Honorable
Mr.
Salza.
Presiding Officer. May I be clarified if there is already a ruling from the presiding officer
Yes,
with
there-
respect to the motion?
There is already,
Okay.
it was just his opinion regarding why
Just a
he-
manifestation?
Yes.
Okay. And I would like to point and clarify, and just to put on record, that even during orientation, that at any time, the members of the August body can actually we can even appeal from the ruling of the chair. We can even move for a motion for consideration and to appeal from the ruling of the chair. That is why there is no hard and fast rule. It can be relaxed so long as the body will agree. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
So the Honorable Daza?
Sir, just for clarification, in Section 11 in our IRP, with the consent of 2/3 of all members of the councils, matter which may be considered urgent, which involve public interest, and delay of which shall prejudice essential activities of the local government, may be submitted to the floor leader for inclusion in the agenda.
So exactly, it is in our internal rules of procedure that we can include bisan kung na-approve na natin order of business as long as there is certificate of urgency from the city mayor. And in this case, there is and 2/3 has voted to include this. So yeah, so yes, go ahead, the Honorable.
Read and maybe heard by us is the certification of urgency.
Okay, so
The contents of the...
Madam Floor Leader, kindly read the certificate of urgency from the city mayor, please.
Okay, so that communication from the Office of the City Mayor to Honorable Sonco, pursuant to the provisions of RA 7160 of the Local Government Code of 1991, I hereby certify to the necessity of the immediate enactment of ordinance entitled as follows: an ordinance establishing an inclusive free basic medicine assistance program in Borongan City, providing funds therefore and for other purposes. In order to address pressing health concerns to the public and create a healthy community for the betterment of the general welfare of the city, it is imperative that we enact legislations that will ensure the health and well-being of our constituents without regard to their status in life. Best regards, Jose Ivan Dayan C. Agda, City Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Madam Floor Leader. The Honorable.
Thank you. I just want to be clarified.
Okay, so it is already included in our order of business, Madam Floor Leader.
Mr. Presiding Officer, granting that we have only been given a copy now and this is just a proposal, I would like to move that we refer this ordinance to the proper committee, to the Committee on Health for discussions and committee
There
hearings.
are second. Are there any objections? There being none, the proposed ordinance is hereby referred to the Committee on Health. Next item, Mr. Secretary.
Tapos na.
Announcements. Also, regarding kay wala kita kahaman, are there any announcements? There be, please use the mic. Please use the mic. Sige na.
Yes, Mr.
Go ahead.
Presiding Officer. I just want to an update ba natin para insipag ba?
Updates. Right bank cash advance. Ano na? For purposes of kuan kay diri mo tiya pwede di ba? Please raise your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,